I like the number change. 11th hour.
Game 2 of Saturday's doubleheader is just moments away as the Kettleers and Commodores do battle for the second time today, with Falmouth taking Game 1 by a score of 7-5, and we will try this again here at 6 p.m. at Go Fuller Field just after winding down at Lowell Park about 4 hours ago. Hi, everybody, and welcome back into the Kettleers Radio Network. I'm Joe Pratt, joined alongside Alex Rocco, and we got another one set up today against Falmouth, where this team, although they're out of a playoff spot now, Alex, are playing like the best baseball that they really have all summer.
That they have, and you really saw the Falmouth bats and pitching staff come alive in the game against the Kettleers. They put up 7 runs, and it really was right when that game picked up. They scored 2 runs on the first batter that they faced. Zion Rose hit a 2 RBI single. Carson Bowen laced a 2 RBI double, and the Kettleers had their moments. They out-hit the Commodores 13-12, but it was just timely hitting and pitching for the Commodores that allowed them to pick up a massive victory.
And with Matthew Dallas heading out there to the bump for his second start against the Kettleers this summer, how will they line up against him?
Well, against the lefty Matthew Dallas, it's the lefty Brandon Compton leading things off. He will start in left field. Tanner Thatch bats behind him. He will play first. Batting third and getting the nod in right field is Devin Taylor. Hitting cleanup and playing in center field is Charles Davlon. Batting fifth and making back-to-back starts today is the catcher, Matt Klein. Hitting sixth is the second baseman, Jaron Advincula. Batting seventh, playing DH, is Easton Winfield. Hitting eighth is Luke Hansen, coming off of a hot day at the dish in Game 1. And rounding out the Kettleer order is the third baseman, Timo Becerra.
Going up against Matthew Dallas, who gets his second start against the Kettleers this summer, but has already started in 5 games for the Commodores, has a 6.2 ERA in 19 innings, has allowed 20 hits, 13 earned runs, 4 homers, 16 walks, and 19 strikeouts. So the numbers have been slightly inconsistent for Matthew Dallas, but when you go back to July 3rd when he faced this team, he went 6 strong innings, didn't give up any hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So a phenomenal day for Matthew Dallas the last time that he faced the Kettleers. But facing this lineup for the second time, and as we've seen from a couple of different times where the Kettleers have faced starters for another time, they found some success.
That they have. This is actually the third start from Matthew Dallas against the Kettleers. He started the game back on June 25th in that game and also went 3 1/3, only gave up 2 hits in that game. So in the 2 starts for Matthew Dallas against the Kettleers, just 2 hits in over 9 1/3 innings pitched. And this is a crafty lefty that the Kettleers haven't had a lot of success against. And you could look to see the big size of Dallas, but hopefully for the Kettleers, they swung the bat well last night. They swung the bat well in Game 1. So maybe tides are changing for the Cotuit offense.
And that's what they hope can happen here as they are looking to right the ship. They have lost 5 games in a row and have fallen back to a 21-16-1 record. Falmouth at 16-21-1. And Brandon Compton is set to dig in as the Kettleers are wearing their road maroon uniforms with the blue Cotuit script etched across the front of it. Falmouth with their home white uniforms, white tops, white pants, with the Falmouth script etched across the front of that with front numbers as well. Piping down either side of the uniforms as Matthew Dallas, the tall lefty, takes a deep breath and goes into his windup. The first pitch to Brandon Compton is over the heart of the plate for a called strike 1 on the breaking ball from Dallas, who, as you mentioned, works into another appearance against the Kettleers this summer, and after his initial freshman season at Tennessee is headed to Wake Forest, as that next pitch is down beneath the knees of Brandon Compton to even up the count at 1-1. So Brandon Compton continuing a stellar day at the plate. Earlier today, he went 3 for 3 to complete a 4 for 4 night against Falmouth in the continued game from July 25th, and now he watches another pitch go low and outside, and he takes a 2-1 advantage. So Brandon Compton playing at Go Fuller Field for the first time since last Saturday when he represented the West Division in the All-Star game. Now he takes another breaking ball outside, and he's ahead 3-1. Partially cloudy overhead at Go Fuller Field. Slight discoloration in the dirt from the hoses that were being sprayed on it earlier today, as that one is a broken bat. Single down the right field line for Brandon Compton. He puts it over the head of Patrick Roach and tucks it down the line for a full count single.
5 hits today for Brandon Compton, 4 singles as he just continues to rake against the Commodores, now 8 for 16 in his 5th game played against Falmouth.
has enjoyed hitting at this ballpark and reaches base once again at Go Fuller Field and against Matthew Dallas. And now another lefty in Tanner Thatch, who we've seen his numbers continue to stifle against left-handed pitching, although earlier today got a hit, his 9th against lefties this summer. First pitch from Dallas, he takes a big cut and misses that fastball, down 0-1. Tanner Thatch, the tall left-handed hitter with the all-black bat, waves that over his left shoulder, and now Matthew Dallas checks back at first. That one pulls the first baseman Roach off the line. It goes slightly up the line and right, but Brandon Compton stays put at the first base bag. Tanner Thatch in the continued game today finished after going 2 for 5 with a run scored and a strikeout. Started off that game with a double. Now facing Dallas, who is from the stretch. He throws. Thatch gets underneath it, swats it high beyond the third base bag into foul territory, and out of play it goes. Over the visiting grandstand that's just beyond the Kettleers dugout on the third base side. Falmouth on the first base side with the home grandstand right behind them, but also so many fans are in their lawn chairs on the grassy berm that goes down the right field line just above where the Falmouth bullpen is. The next pitch from Matthew Dallas is low and outside in the righty batter's box. Nice job by the catcher Scott Mudler to keep it in front. Mudler not getting the start in the game earlier today, but inserted into the lineup for Jeff Trundy's Commodores today in the late one. He lines up on the low and inside corner, and the 1-2 pitch will have to wait to Tanner Thatch as they look back at first for Brandon Compton, who's in there standing up. The infield and outfield playing Thatch straight up. As Dallas comes set, he stretches home. Thatch rolls that one past Will Thompson down the first base line and foul. So Tanner Thatch, Brandon Compton stay in the lineup in game 2, as does Nathan Hall, Matt Klein, Jaron Advincula, Easton Winfield, Luke Hansen, and Timo Becerra. The only newcomer into the lineup for game 2, Charles Davalin. As the next pitch is a breaking ball that's just outside, Tanner Thatch watches it all the way in to even up the count at 2-2. Another strong at bat here worked by Tanner Thatch. As Matthew Dallas with the all-black glove comes set with it just above his belt, and on the third base side of the rubber will throw back to first, and Compton once more back onto the bag with his right foot standing up. This game with a lot of playoff implications for the Kettleers as they sit a game and a half behind the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who are currently kicking off against Wareham right now. As the next pitch, Thatch lunges out to get the baseball, but tips it into the glove of Scott Mudler, and he strikes out for the first out of this ball game.
Dallas was attacking Thatch on the outside corner, and Thatch was trying to protect, got a piece of it, just tipped it right into the glove of Scott Mudler for the first out.
Now here's Devin Taylor. Devin Taylor batting in the 3 slot. Lefty on lefty matchup, takes a fastball low and outside. As he has Brandon Compton leading from first base, and we get started in the season finale against the Commodores today as Matthew Dallas is ready with the 1-0 pitch, but he throws back to first, and Compton is standing up on the first base bag once more. But Devin Taylor, someone who has seen the ball really well in his last few games. Now up to 17 walks on the summer, .393 on base percentage as he shoots this one through the left side of the infield. That gets into left field for a base hit. So he reaches. Brandon Compton moves up to second. And with one gone, the Kettleers will have 2 men on for Charles Davalon.
Devin Taylor picking up right where he left off, is getting another single. He's been hot as of late and had a couple of hits in the first game. Now picks up another single here as the Kettleers are threatening early, runners in scoring position. Over the last 2 games, they've done well with runners in scoring position after struggling just a bit in the 3 consecutive losses to start off this 5-game losing streak.
So now here's Charles Davalon. Lefty on left once more, and he watches that fastball go low and outside. So 2 runners are on base, and this is really the start that the Kettleers needed. When you take a look back on last night's game in Wareham when they jumped out to that 8-0 lead, Mike Roberts was saying how they just have better baseball players than the way that they are playing, as Davalon pokes that one hard and foul down the right field line. It twists over the Falmouth bullpen. Goes out of play and kicks back onto the field of play, but he is down in the count 0-2. It's Charles Davalon, who didn't get the start earlier today. Cotuit continued their losing stretch as this pitch is now up and away to Charles Davalon, who's now ahead in the count 1-2, or excuse me, down in the count 1-2. Infield and outfield playing him straight up. Devin Taylor takes his lead from first. Brandon Compton from second, just a couple steps there, and the pitch from Dallas is fisted high and out of play on the third base side. So 1-2 in the count to Charles Davalon. Starting in center field today, it's really where he has made a name for himself with the Kettleers this summer. I know he has played a little bit of second base at school this season as he reaches out over the plate and flicks that foul just in front of us on the netting there, just to the right of the Kettleers dugout. But he's a guy who is transferring from Florida Gulf Coast University, making his way to Arkansas, and was receiving a lot of responses from schools from the Big 12, SEC, ACC who want him to be their starting center fielder. 0-2. He reaches out over the plate, flicks it to straightaway center field. Coming in on is the center fielder Bolin, and he makes the grab, throws it into second base to keep Compton in scoring position. But Charles Davalon makes the second out of this first frame. And there are 2 gone for Matt Klein.
Matthew Dallas getting the week out against Charles Davalon, who was just trying to put a ball in play on a pitch was located down in the zone on the outside corner against the lefty. Davalon just flicking his wrist and hitting it into short center field, but the ball finding the leather of Robbie Bolin.
Here's Matt Klein, who has hits in his last 5 games now. This is 25th game played, and with runners on first and second, Matthew Dallas comes set, and Klein takes a big swing and miss at a low and outside breaking ball. Nice pitch there for Matthew Dallas, who is trying to work his way in and out of trouble in the top of this first inning. It's Matt Klein, who has swung a hot bat in recent games, but earlier today finishing off a game where he went 0 for 3 and then was pinch hit for by Grant Jay, and now he takes another big swing and miss at that low and outside breaking ball. 0-2 the count to Matt Klein, who has runners on first and second. 2 gone in this inning. 0-0 your score from Gov Fuller Field for the final time this summer. As that ball is hit straight back up the middle past Dallas and past the shortstop ball into center field. Compton racing around third will come in and score. It's a 2-out single for Matt Klein, and the Kettleers take a 1-0 lead.
Matt Klein doing it again, coming up in a big spot with runners in scoring position. Falling behind on the count against Matthew Dallas. 0-2, got a pitch right down the heart of the plate, shot it right back up the middle, and that's what good hitters do. Capitalize when you have runners in scoring position, and Klein not trying to do too much, but he drives home the first run of the game for the Kettleers.
Jaron Advincula, left-handed hitter. Lefty on lefty matchup with Matthew Dallas, packed top half of the lineup with lefties, and he takes low and outside in the righty box to take a 1-0 advantage in the count. But this is a good start for the Kettleers, who lost the initial game 7-5 earlier today, and it was a game that they were playing from behind, at least after the game was continued, is true earlier today, as it was a 2-1 lead for the Kettleers, but Falmouth, with runners on first and second, decided to run on the first pitch from Tyler O'Neill, put 2 runners in scoring position. They would eventually come around to score, and so Cotuit was playing from behind, down 3-2 to start off that game. Were ultimately unable to come back as they are off to a good start today, 1-0, and that pitch misses low and away, and Jaron Advincula has a 3-0 advantage in this count. Already with runners on first and second, 1 run already in for the Kettleers, and he has a chance to load him up.
Despite having 13 hits in the first game of the doubleheader, Jaron Advincula held hitless. He went 0 for 4 in that contest.
Dallas ready. He stretches home on the 3-0. It misses low and outside. A 4-pitch walk issued to Jaron Advincula, and the Kettleers will have the bases loaded in the first inning.
This is a big spot for Easton Winfield, who drove in 4 RBIs in the earlier game today, had 2 RBIs when the game was first played on July 25th, and hit a 2 RBI single later in the game, and now coming up in a big spot with the bases juiced.
Here's Easton Winfield now pitching from the windup is Dallas with the bases juiced, and that is a nice block by Scott Mudler to keep it in front and keep the runners where they're at, as Devin Taylor is now just 90 feet away, and the third baseman, Jason Jones, playing even with the bag there. Toes on the infield grass, everybody else playing back. Next pitch to Winfield. Fastball on the outer edge, called to strike one. So 1-1 is the count to Winfield, who just completed a 2-for-4 day earlier this afternoon, and now he takes a big cut at that next pitch to go back to 1-2 on Dallas. One strike away from getting out of this top of the first inning. 1 run already in for the Kettleers, 3 hits on the board, and the 1-2 offering. Winfield, a good eye there as he watches it go in the righty box on the breaking ball. Looking at it all the way in, and it's a 2-2 count to the left-handed swinger who's headed to Texas this upcoming season. Here's the 2-2. Winfield swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. Strike 3. He goes down to finish off the top of the first inning, but not before the Kettleers bring home 1 run off an RBI single from Matt Klein. So they lead it by 1 as we go to the home half of the first here on the Kettleers Radio Network.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
The Kettleers baseball clinics are well underway in the summer of 2024, offering boys and girls ages 6 through 17 with the opportunity to learn from some of the most experienced coaches and some of the top college baseball players in the country. With no prior baseball experience necessary, the camps teach kids the fundamentals of baseball, as well as good citizenship, sportsmanship, and character. With just a few weeks of camp left, time is running out. So to sign up, head over to info.collegebaseballcamps.com/CK. Again, that's info.collegebaseballcamps.com/CK. We hope to see you there.
Let's do it.
Bottom of the first inning, Cotuit already with a 1-0 lead. And Alex, how will the Falmouth Commodores line up against Ryan Buckler?
Leading things off is the right-handed swinging left fielder Zion Rose. Batting second is the second baseman Isaiah Barquette. Hitting third is the third baseman Jason Jones. Hitting cleanup, the designated hitter Trent Caraway. Batting fifth and getting the nod behind the dish is Scott Mudler. Hitting sixth and playing right field, Donovan LaSalle. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Jack Bell. Hitting eighth and getting the start at first base is Patrick Roche, and rounding out the Falmouth order is the center fielder Robbie Boland.
And Ryan Buckler out there to get his first start for the Kettleers. Right-handed pitcher out of Marston's Mills, Massachusetts. Pitching from the stretch, and he comes set. He throws home a low and outside breaking ball, taken for ball 1 from Zion Rose. So it's Ryan Buckler from the nearby Marston's Mills in Massachusetts, and he goes to Virginia Tech, but making the move from there to Florida Atlantic this upcoming season. Now he gets Zion Rose to swing and miss and go back to 1-1 in the count, but Buckler throwing a fastball, slider, and changeup set once more. The 1-1 up and inside. Zion Rose ducks out of the way of that pitch and is ahead 2-1, but the fastball in the lower 90s, slider to go along with it at the low 80s, and changeup right around 81. This is first appearance and first start for the Kettleers this summer, as that one is rolled on a three-hopper to Jaron Advincula at second. He throws to first. Tanner Thatch fields it there to complete the first out. So you just saw Jaron Advincula make that play at second base. Tanner Thatch plays at first. Luke Hansen stays starting at shortstop, or Timo Becerra plays at third base. Matt Klein behind the dish doing the catching once again in back-to-back games. Brandon Compton in left field. Charles Davalon in center. And Devin Taylor plays in right. Second straight start in right field for Devin Taylor. Saw him make a great catch earlier today, diving in the right center field alleyway. And now the batter is Isaiah Barquette. He's ahead 1-0, taking upstairs there. The second baseman now digs back in, facing Buckler for the first time. Now he checks his swing at a pitch that bounced in front of home plate, and he did go around to even up the count of 1-1. Just a nasty slider there from Ryan Buckler.
And Buckler had a lot of success in the NECBL this past year, or earlier this summer, excuse me. Had a 2-2 record.
That ball flicked foul.
1.89 ERA in 12 appearances, made 6 starts, ate up 38 innings, allowing just 24 hits, 8 earned runs, striking out 36 batters and only walking 17.
Buckler set once more. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back into the screen by Barquette. Yeah, he played for the North Shore Navigators in the NECBL. It's not the first time that we've seen the Kettleers bring on a new pitcher into this roster who has already gotten some summer ball experience in the 2024 campaign, and he's another one of them. As the next pitch is been inside, Barquette jams it down the right field line, and it twists out of play, foul by the flagpole that's blowing towards straightaway center, as thick overcast clouds have blown above Gov Fuller Field here. What was once a patchy blue sky has since turned all gray. 1-2. Hit straight away into center field. Charles Davalon waiting on it, reaches up and makes the grab for the second out.
Davalon played that ball perfectly in center field. Just had to move a couple of steps to haul in the second out. Off the bat from Isaiah Barquette, and a nice start for Ryan Buckler. 10 pitches, 7 strikes, and 2 outs.
Now Jason Jones, the right-handed hitter, making the move from Oklahoma State after spending a couple of seasons at Arkansas. On the right, he takes a big cut at the first pitch he sees from Buckler, comes up empty and is back to 0-1. Played in 23 games for the Razorbacks this past season, hit 194 with 4 homers, 17 driven in. As that ball is hit well on the ground towards Timo Becerra, but he is up with it in perfect position to throw to first, in time by 3 steps to get Jason Jones there and put an end to the bottom of the first inning. So no runs scored by the Commodores, nobody able to reach base, and Cotuit still maintaining that 1-0 advantage as we go to the top of the second here on the Kettleers Radio Network. Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
Cotuit Library. Since its founding in 1874, the Cotuit Library has served its community with an expansive collection that continues to grow. Their staff is dedicated to serving all ages, offering youth events weekly. The library has dozens of events scheduled throughout the summer, so be sure to head to the website at cotuitlibrary.org to see what's coming up next. The library is located right off Main Street. The Cotuit Library, a proud sponsor of the Kettleers.
Be a part of historic Lowell Park and support the Cotuit Kettleers by purchasing a paver engraved with your personal message to be placed in the new Walk of Champions. For more information, visit the Cotuit Kettleers website.
8-9-1 for the Kettleers will lead things off here in the top of the second inning against Matthew Dallas, the left-handed pitcher who has been really effective against Cotuit pitching and so far and is just over 9 innings pitched against the Kettleers so far this summer, but ran into some trouble in that first inning, Alex.
That he did, and it was a couple of two-out base knocks. Matt Klein providing the big two-out base knock there. The RBI single scoring Brandon Compton. Jaron Advincula with a walk, making the bases loaded, but Matthew Dallas, a lot of competitive pitches, getting the strikeout against Easton Winfield.
I was able to finish the inning strong with the bases juiced and starts off Luke Hansen with an up and inside fastball for strike one. Hansen, a great day at the plate earlier today as the next pitch is up and inside, but this time too far inside to even up the count at 1-1. But continuing today in his start against Falmouth on July 25th, he started off that game with a walk and finished it earlier today by going 2 for 2 with another walk as he takes a big cut and fans through another fastball at 87 miles an hour. And he's down in the count 1-2. And both of those hits for Hansen coming in this exact situation, leading off a pair of innings early on in that ball game as the 1-2 offering from Dallas is low and inside. Hansen swings right over top it and comes up empty. It's the third swinging strikeout already for Matthew Dallas, and there's one gone in the second.
That was good pitch location from Matthew Dallas. There were a couple of high fastballs to begin the at-bat against Luke Hansen, then just dropped a breaking ball as Hansen well out in front. Fans threw it for, just like you mentioned, Joe, the third strikeout for Matthew Dallas early on.
Now Timo Becerra, he checks his swing at the first pitch. They'll check over at first, and he did go around. Timo Becerra completing a relatively frustrating day at the plate earlier against Falmouth. And here's the 0-1. Breaking ball is in the zone as well. But he was asked by Shane Patagna after their game last night against Wareham, saying how the last two games they were shut out and that it was great to get some offensive life and what that can mean to this team going into the playoffs. But he chases after a low and outside breaking ball here and strikes out swinging. 3 straight strikeouts for Matthew Dallas, and there are 2 gone.
After struggling in that first inning, allowing 3 hits to the Kettleers, Matthew Dallas has come back 3 consecutive strikeouts and making it look easy in this second inning. 3 straight pitches against Timo Becerra. He's quickly down on strikes.
Infield and outfield straight up for Brandon Compton, the top of the order. Breaking ball is low and outside, and he singled his last time up. As we've seen a couple of different guys bat in the leadoff spot for the Kettleers, and he was kind of the leadoff man earlier today. He hit in that bottom of the third inning to start things off for Cotuit, but that was a game that Tanner Thatch was the leadoff man. But it's another different guy in the leadoff spot for the Kettleers this summer. 2-0 pitch. Compton watches a strike go by at knee height. It's 2-1 now.
He's the 11th different player this season to hit first for the Kettleers, and this is the second game that Brandon Compton has led off.
Now he takes another pitch in the dirt and is ahead 3-1.
He's had success as a leadoff hitter, 3 for 6. Does have an RBI.
Here's the 3-1. Compton takes ball 4.
Brandon Compton continuing to have success as Dallas, not sure if he's pitching around him or just attacking him on the outside corner, but Brandon Compton wisely lays off, and Brandon Compton's a guy who isn't afraid to always take his base and works a 5-pitch walk to continue the inning.
Runner on first base with 2 gone for Tanner Thatch, who struck out in the first inning. Second plate appearance already in the second inning against Matthew Dallas, and it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. He looks at first, and Compton takes off. Pitches low and outside, throw down to second. It pulls Jack Bell to the third base side of the second base bag, and Compton is in there safely.
The second stolen base for Brandon Compton this year, and always tough to get a read off the lefty Matthew Dallas, but Compton with an excellent jump and easily sliding in safely to second.
Next pitch from Dallas, low and outside. 1-1 the count to Tanner Thatch, who's playing in his 37th game now this summer. Up to a .291 clip, 25 driven in, and a big chance here with 2 gone. With Compton taking a lead at second and the 1-1 offering. Thatch rattles that one foul high and out of play over our left shoulders as we are stationed right behind home plate on the third base side, pretty much looking straight up the first base line. Just to the right of the Kettleers on deck circle, well, where Devin Taylor gets ready for his would-be at-bat if Tanner Thatch is able to reach. And now Matthew Dallas calls time. Sun trying to peek out behind us, just beyond the left field corner, but still overcast overhead at Gov Fuller Field. And Tanner Thatch readies again with the white batting gloves, resting the bat on the left shoulder. And now he chases after a low and outside breaking ball. Strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matthew Dallas against Tanner Thatch, and 5 through the first 2 innings for the left-handed pitcher. So still 1-0. Cotuit leads as we go to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Cotuit Baseball here on the Kettleers Radio Network.
Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They offer breakfast and lunch, as well as indoor and outdoor dining. Check out Cape Cod Coffee at one of their 3 locations, on Route 130, at Mashpee Commons, and at Wareham Commons, or on their website at capecodcoffee.com.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
Well, it was 3 up, 3 down for Ryan Buckler in the bottom of the first inning. And he will face 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the second frame. Trent Carraway, Scott Mudler, and Donovan LaSalle. But he was able to work a pair of groundouts and a flyout on the top 3 of the Falmouth order. And the righty works into his second inning of work as a Kettleer. They'll be facing Trent Carraway, who was able to drive in one on an RBI double earlier today. That held up as the winning run for the Commodores, and now he takes that one right back where it came from, up the middle into center field, and wastes no time to get the first hit for the Commodores here in the second inning.
Ryan Buckler had success in that first inning, went 1, 2, 3 against the top 3 hitters in the Falmouth order. Then jumping on the first pitch was Trent Carraway, rocking that right back up the middle.
Now here's Scott Mudler, who didn't get the start earlier today, but is behind the dish for the Commodores tonight. Left-handed catcher out of Oklahoma. Check back at Carraway at first. He was in there standing up, and now Buckler is ready to go for the first pitch to Scott Mudler, tall left-handed catcher, 6'1", 215. And he takes a fastball low and inside, has to get out of the way of it, as that one enters in on the edge of the lefty, it is the lefty batter's box, and backhanded by Matt Klein, who's behind the dish once more. And the next pitch is upcoming from Buckler. The 1-0 skipped in. Nice backhand by Klein. He's up with it and looked the runner back to first, and it's a 2-0 count to Mudler. Mudler with hits in 6 of his last 8 games, also 7 RBIs in that span. Just completed his first spring at the Division I level after transferring from Northwest Florida State College in 2023. And the next pitch is a fastball, low and outside, called to strike 1. So 2-1 to Mudler. Spent 2 years at Northwest Florida State. 47 games his final year there, where he hit .359. As that pitch is a broken bat down the right field line, but that will twist out of play just in front of the Falmouth bullpen. And he flips his bat to the Falmouth dugout to go grab a new one.
It's an aggressive bat flip there from Scott Mudler.
It's frustrated like he pays for that bat. But he's taken an extra second to go grab it, and now he's got a new one.
Hit that ball hard down the right field line. Got a pitch high and on the inside corner, turned on it, just pulled it too far foul.
He's ready to go with a new stick and the runner on first. It's a 2-2 count to Mudler. As the sun is starting to peek out above the Kettleers dugout and shining on the entire area around home plate as the next pitch is up and outside, and Scott Mudler has worked this count full. So the rest of the infield pretty much in the shadows. There's plenty of trees right behind the Kettleers dugout, and that's why there's large shadows cast all the way across towards first base. But Luke Hansen, Timo Becerra, Jaron Advincula all in the sunshine. 3-2 offering, swatted down the left field line and just out of play as Carraway was running on that 3-2 offering, but he'll go back to first.
Another hard hit foul ball off the bat of Scott Mudler, this time shooting it down the third baseline, pushing it too far foul. And this is a good at bat for Mudler. Now 6 pitches. This is the battle that you like to see, especially from a hitter in the middle of your order.
Yeah, Buckler was really efficient through that first inning, but now having to work here as that one sent on a one-hopper to Thatch. He throws to second for one. Hansen back to Thatch for 2.
Just how Ryan Buckler drew it up, a 3-6-3 double play, and got a pitch on the top of the strike zone. Mudler just chopped it right to Tanner Thatch, who went to second for one. The relay throw in plenty of time, and Thatch made sure he stepped on the bag for the second out, and just a crucial double play worked by Buckler.
Picks up 2 quick outs, and now Donovan LaSalle watches a breaking ball sail in, up and inside, and it popped in and out of the glove of Matt Klein. Still getting a called strike one call, though, is Ryan Buckler. And now he takes a second off the back of the mound, take a deep breath to throw to Donovan LaSalle, who has now played in 25 games this summer for Falmouth and is a 185 hitter. Now he tips the next pitch into the glove of Matt Klein and is behind in the count 0-2. Someone who had just 15 at-bats at Oklahoma State this past season. Wasn't able to get on base at all by way of hitting the ball, but also was able to reach by 3 walks and a hit by a pitch. Now the 0-2 pitch from Buckler, low and outside, 1-2. Just 8 games for LaSalle at Oklahoma State. Another guy who's just trying to get some more playing time in at the end of this summer. Buckler comes set. The 1-2 home. He fouls it straight back over the press box. Infield and outfield will be playing him straight up, maybe slightly to the pull side, as Tanner Thatch is playing about 15 to 20 feet off that first base line. Becerra closer to the line at third, and Buckler comes set at 1-2. Here it comes. Low and outside. LaSalle evens up the count at 2s. Right-handed batter with the white pants pulled up just beneath his knees to show the maroon stirrup socks. Open batting stance with a 2-2 count on Buckler, who leans in, now comes set and throws. Breaking ball up and inside, and he didn't get the call.
Really competitive pitch from Ryan Buckler there, a breaking ball that dropped right at the top of the strike zone, and a tough take by Donovan LaSalle.
Another chance here at 3-2. Here it comes. It's a breaking ball. Popped up on the infield. Jaron Advincula tracking it all the way, and at normal depth second base, he reaches over his head and it drops into the outfield. In shallow right field, Jaron Advincula at the last second loses that baseball. The wind taking it back a couple of steps, and Donovan LaSalle reaches first with 2 gone.
Just a rare fielding miscue by Jaron Advincula, a guy who's been perfect through 38 games, has yet to make a fielding miscue, had 130 consecutive outs made at second base, but Advincula just took his eye off that ball at the last moment as it falls.
Now Buckler throws back to first. Tanner Thatch isn't able to apply the tag on Donovan LaSalle, but he's back in there standing up. So the runner reaching first by way of a single, they'll say, as that pitch is dotted at the top of the zone and called a strike one to Jack Bell, shortstop for Falmouth. Two hits on the board for Falmouth. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball low and outside. That catches the zone at 0-2. So Buckler responds well after allowing that base runner on the single to Donovan LaSalle. So even despite the ball that falls behind Jaron Advincula, his fielding record is still perfectly clean. Going into this game, had no errors in 130 chances. He continues that stretch as the 0-2 pitch is just outside to Bell. Count 1-2 now. Geez, if these are missing for Ryan Buckler, they're not missing by much.
He's been all around the strike zone, and that's what you want to see from a guy in his first start as Buckler's pound the zone, just haven't gotten the calls.
Ready with the 1-2. He stretches home. That one smacked into right center field. Taylor going back. It finds the alleyway. He cuts it off before the fence, relays it into Advincula. The runner on first, Bell, will stay at first base as LaSalle advances up to third, but a nice job by Taylor to cut that baseball off to keep LaSalle just 90 feet away.
And Taylor cutting that baseball off saves a run and saves extra bases for Jack Bell as Taylor was on his high horse getting over into the right center field alleyway, cut that ball off, and now Falmouth, it's just a long single for Jack Bell, but they do have runners on the corners.
So some two-out hitting for the Commodores has brought up Patrick Roach. Back-to-back singles after the double play to get Trent Carraway at second and Scott Mudler on the infield. Carraway led off this inning with a single, as it's now 3 hits on the board for the Commodores, all in this second inning. Buckler throws back at first, and Jack Bell dives back into the bag head first safely. No tag from Tanner Thatch, and he gives the ball back to his right-handed pitcher who is just trying to escape this second frame. He comes set with the tan glove above his belt, throws home, low and outside, and Roach takes a 1-0 lead. Patrick Roach getting the start at first base earlier today. Someone who has only played in 3 games so far this summer for Falmouth. 1-0. Buckler finds the zone with an up and away fastball. 1-1 to Roach. And someone who last night right here at Gov Fuller Field was able to notch a walk-off single to beat Brewster 9-8. So already making an impact even despite just getting here, as he saws that one off down the first base line and it twists past the flag and into the seats. But it's a 1-2 count to Patrick Roach, who is dealing with these runners on first and second. Middle infielders playing back. Tanner Thatch holds the runner on at first. Timo Becerra a couple of shades back of the third base bag, but now Reddy's even with the bag. And the 1-2 pitch from Buckler is hit on a line into right center field. That sinks in. 1 run comes in to score. Moving up to third is Jack Bell, and it's an RBI single with 2 gone for Patrick Roach, and the Commodores tie it up at 1-1.
This is similar to the story that we saw in game 1 of the doubleheader. 2-out base hitting for the Commodores. They had 2-out RBIs in the first game, and this time Patrick Roach not trying to do too much. Got a pitch on the outer portion of the plate, goes to the opposite field and dunks it down in front of Devin Taylor, picking up the RBI single.
Now here's Robbie Bolin with runners still on the corners. Left-handed hitter is the 9-man in the order today for Jeff Trundy, who watches that one fall low and inside actually from the righty Buckler. And he's ahead 1-0. Robbie Bolin through 7 games so far this summer. A .091 batting average, as it's an early takeoff at first from Patrick Roach, but that one fouled off the front leg of Bolin, so he'll have to go back. Great jump from Roach at first. He took off before Ryan Buckler started his delivery home and does kind of have a slight slide step, but takes a moment, and now he throws back to first to get Patrick Roach closer to the bag there, but he does kind of have a slide step where he lifts up the left leg but keeps it above his right foot for a couple of seconds and then turns home. And now with his all blonde glove, closes up from the stretch. Kicks and deals. Chop to second. High hop for Jaron Advincula, who gloves it and throws on a line to first base to get Robbie Bolin, who is running there. And so Ryan Buckler is able to escape this second inning, but not before the Falmouth Commodores are able to put up 1 run of their own off the RBI single from Patrick Roach. And before we move into the third, we'll check in for the first time with Adele Huffman. What do you got for us?
Thanks, Joe. Yes, Ryan Buckler, originally at Virginia Tech, is going to transfer to Florida Atlantic University for this coming school year. And this summer, he spent most of his time with the NECBL with the North Shore, playing in 12 games and starting 6 out of those 12. But what's so interesting about Ryan is that he is from Marston Mills. And with such a promising start, Joe, Alex, what does that mean to have someone from Marston Mills playing so well for his home team?
Well, I think it's super cool. I think it's amazing that you have somebody who likely grew up going to these games and knows what the Cape League is all about. So to get a start in the Cape League, and it's likely fulfilling something that he's been thinking about for a long time, it's been pretty cool to see.
That's definitely for sure, and saw him go out and dominate in that first inning. Worked a 1-2-3 inning, and even ran into some trouble last inning, but got the ground out against Robbie Bolin. So it's just been good to see how Buckler's battled back and continuing to give his team outs.
Yes, and we'll have to talk to him later and see if maybe he grew up coming to Cotuit games or anything like that. But I'll see you guys later in the 4th inning.
See you later, Adele. Thanks again, as always. And as we get set for the top of the 3rd inning with the Kettleers bringing up their 3, 4, and 5 hitters, I'll now toss things over to my broadcast partner, Alex Rocco, who's got the play-by-play. Here you go.
Thank you, Joe. As Devin Taylor set to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd for the Kettleers. Taylor today already 1 for 1 against the lefty Matthew Dallas, who returns to the bump. Dallas so far, 2 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run on 3 hits. 47 pitches, 28 strikes as Taylor set to dig in. Taylor had a pair of doubles last night in the 10-9 loss against the Wareham Gatemen. In Game 1 was 1 for 4, also picked up an RBI, the first offering from the lefty Dallas. That clips the strike zone against Taylor. Taylor has his batting average all the way up to 289 as the 0-1 pitch taken beneath the knees, and that's a late strike. That pitch that was well low, but Matthew Dallas gets the call.
Yeah, a lot of issues with some strike calls in the top half of this inning, and Mike Roberts is letting the home plate umpire hear it.
The 0-2 to Taylor. This one dribbled slowly, fielded on the back end by Dallas, who makes the flip in time to nab Devin Taylor for the first out, and a really nice play by Matthew Dallas, falling off to the opposite side of the mound, fielded that ball right in front of the second baseman, Isaiah Barquette, and makes the underhand flip in time.
Well, this entire time, even as that ball was being fielded, Mike Roberts was letting Jake Brickta hear it from the third base line. He continues to do so, but that's a ball that was palmed by Matthew Dallas, kind of handcuffed him at the base of his glove, and he had to sort that out and deliver it to first base. So you're right, that's a play that looked a lot harder than it was, and he picks up the first out.
So here's Charles Davil on the opening pitch, taking low for ball 1. Davil 0 for 1 today. Flew out to Robbie Bolin in center field. Davil didn't play in Game 1, did get the start against the Gatemen last night, had a pair of hits. As the 1-0 pitch hit slowly on the ground to the second baseman, Barquette fields it on hop his throw just in time to nab Davil for the second out, So 2 quick groundouts worked by Matthew Dallas.
Yeah, and 2 straight outs where it's not by way of the strikeout. Through the first 6 outs of this game, he's able to get 5 of which by way of the K, and all swinging strikeouts, but able to pitch to some weak contact here in the second rotation around the middle part of this lineup. And now Matt Klein is the last chance for the Ketts in the third.
Here's the catcher, Matt Klein, already 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Got Cotuit on the board back in the first inning. The opening breaking ball looked at for strike 1 against Klein. Sitting .368 this summer. As Klein chops this one on the ground, fielded on the backhand by the first baseman, Roche. His flip in time to nab Klein for the third out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 top of the third for Matthew Dallas on 3 straight groundouts of Devin Taylor, Charles Davil, and Matt Klein. As we're through 2.5 here at Go Fuller Field, Cotuit and Falmouth tied up at 1.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
With 30 plus years of personal injury litigation and insurance negotiation experience, Snow Law Firm is your go-to for wrongful injuries and rightful compensation. Snow Law Firm will secure the maximum amount of compensation available through settlement or trial. Schedule a free case evaluation by calling 508-477-7100.
Back to the top of the Commodore order here in the bottom of the third. Leading things off is the left fielder Zion Rose, who's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Jaron Advincula at second base. Scoring off against the starter Ryan Buckler, who's back out for his third inning of work. He's gone 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, just 1 run. Hasn't walked a batter, hasn't struck out a batter. Gets ahead of Rose here with the first pitch that's looked at on the inside corner against the right-handed swinger, who's getting the start in left field. Breaking ball shot into the right center field alleyway. On his high horse is Charles Davalon, but that ball will drop down. Making the turnaround first and heading for 2 is Zion Rose as he tallies a leadoff double to begin this bottom half of the third.
Opposite field power from Zion Rose, taking that one deep to right center field. Third double of the year for him, and Charles Davalon slightly overrunning that baseball as he thought he might have had a play on it, but they lead off this third inning with a double, and seemingly the Falmouth bats are heating up.
So here's the second baseman, Isaiah Barquette, who's 0 for 1 today, went 0 for 2 in the first game. Did reach on a pair of walks. Swing away at the first pitch is Barquette, who lofts it foul just to the right of the press box. Barquette made a really nice grab on a diving play, went with the backhand to rob Jaron Advincula of what could have been his first base hit earlier today. As the 0-1 pitch, another foul ball in a similar spot off the bat of Barquette. So he falls behind on the count 0-2. Played in all 50 games this past season at Stetson, where he hit .309 with 29 RBIs, 10 doubles. So this one hit on the ground to the shortstop. Hanson fields it, running in his throw in time to nab Barquette for the first out of the inning. Moving up to third is Zion Rose as the Commodores have a runner just 90 feet away.
Another great play by Luke Hanson at shortstop. Got the start there earlier today and switching with Timo Becerra on the left side of that infield, but a natural position there, it looks like, for him, who only played there in one game this past season at Virginia, but playing in the Perfect Game Collegiate League a couple of summers ago. Also played some some shortstop and settling in there nicely, but now they're all playing on the infield grass.
So the Kettleers will bring the infield in with the game tied up at 1. Jason Jones takes the first pitch high and in tight from Buckler. Righty-righty matchup here. Jones getting the nod at the hot corner today. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to his counterpart, Timo Becerra at third. Buckler working out of the stretch. Deals the 1-0. Fouled high down the right field line. Past the Commodores bullpen down that first base line. Jones played in 28 games this past season at Oklahoma State, where he hit .275. It's the next offering from Buckler, just missing the zone, so he's down on the count 2-1. Jones went 2 for 5 earlier today, also scored a run. Hitting in the same spot here as the Kettleers infield remain in. The 2-1 breaking ball looked at for strike two, a delayed call, but it goes in the favor of Ryan Buckler as he evens the count up at 2-2. Rose leads off third. The 2-2, taken well low and outside against the righty. So the count is full with one out in the inning. Cotuit jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the first on an RBI single by Matt Klein. Falmouth evened the score just an inning ago. The 3-2, spoiled on a hard ground ball by Jones right at the base of the Falmouth dugout. A couple of people ducking out of the way, but it hits off the netting in front.
Yeah, look out. Tough to tell who that is. It looks like that's the catcher from earlier today, Carson Bowen, right there. Had to get out of the way of that one.
Bowen had a productive day as the 3-2 dribbled right to Buckler out on the mound, goes to first for one, and an interesting play there as he goes to first, gets the out, but coming in to score is Zion Rose. So Jones is the second out of the inning, but Falmouth leads 2-1.
Would have been a tough play for Ryan Buckler to go home with that one as Rose was charging in all the way from third. He was a full head of steam running down that third base line, and so it would have been a tough play for him to have to round around that baseball and make a good throw and set his feet. So it's easier to just walk that one over to the first base bag, clear off the bases, and now two gone with Trent Caraway digging in.
First offering to Caraway, taking high for ball one. Caraway 1 for 1. Led off an inning ago with a single. Went 1 for 5 with an RBI. Just a game ago. The 1-0 pitch in there. 4-strike-1, evening the count up at 1-1. Caraway, who's been a mainstay in the middle of this Falmouth order, swings away at the 1-1 pitch, fouls that straight back into the red padding behind home plate as Ryan Buckler just 1 strike away from getting out of this bottom of the third. Caraway playing in his 27th game this summer, hitting .256 with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs. Also has tallied 5 doubles as Buckler, working out of the stretch, kicks and deals the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Big strikeout for Ryan Buckler, but not before Falmouth scores a run as they now lead 2-1 over the Cotuit Kettleers on the RBI groundout by Jason Jones as we're through 3 from Gulf Fuller Field as the Commodores lead the Kettleers 2-1.
Discover a treasure of nearly 70,000 books at the Isaiah Thomas bookstore right here in Cotuit. Founded in 1969 and relocated to a restored 1860s Crocker family house in 1990. Their shop is a haven for book lovers of any age. Visit the Isaiah Thomas bookstore on 4632 Falmouth Road in Cotuit or contact at 508-428-2752.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Six, 7, and 8 due up here in the top of the fourth. Jaron Advincula, Easton Winfield, and Luke Hansen squaring off for the second time against the starter Matthew Dallas, who returns to the mound. He's gone 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, just 1 run against the Kettleers in his third start against Cotuit as he fires his last warm-up pitch down. And digging in is Jaron Advincula, who worked a walk in his first at-bat. Reaching for the first time today was 0 for 4 in game 1. His batting average sitting at .373. Advincula had an excellent night last night in Wareham. Went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. First pitch bounces up, taken low for ball 1 to Advincula. Lefty-lefty matchup to begin the inning. There's 7 consecutive lefties to open this lineup for Mike Roberts' squad. Luke Hansen, Timo Becerra hitting 8 and 9, the only 2 righties in the order. 1-0 from Dallas. Advincula hits this one to short center field. Coming on is Robbie Bolin, but that ball will dunk down in front of him. So it's a leadoff single for Jaron Advincula. The second time today the Kettleers have gotten their leadoff man on.
Yeah, his first hit since last night against Wareham after completing an 0-for-5 game earlier today against Falmouth, but getting right back into the swing of things here with a walk and now a single in the 4th inning. And that's really exactly what they needed, as they haven't put a base runner on since Brandon Compton in the top of the 2nd frame. And so just good to get the offense re-energized here in the 4th.
So here's Easton Winfield. Struck out with the bases loaded in his first at-bat. Before the first pitch, a pickoff move, Advincula back in standing. Winfield had a 2 RBI single earlier today. That snapped an 0-for-19 stretch, where he struck out 9 times during those 6 games. Winfield squares around a bunt. That ball gets back to the backstop. Advincula scampering to second. He will make it without a throw. It's the first offering well wide from Dallas. The count is 1-0. And the Kettleers have a newfound runner in scoring position.
Well, that's good for Easton Winfield, because likely he doesn't have to square around a bunt here, even though the corners will stay playing in. But somebody who had a hit earlier today to put a rest to a cold stretch for him at the plate.
Winfield, 4 for 17 with runners in scoring position. Squares around a bunt still. Pulls back. Dallas misfires. So Winfield up in the count 2-0 here. Advincula dancing off second. The corners remain in for Falmouth. Winfield squaring and a bunt, pulls back. The snap throw down to second, not in time. Advincula dives back in safely after the snap throw from Scott Mudler.
Great throw from Mudler, too. Popped out of the crouch. Good reaction time, and Advincula looked like he was deep into his secondary lead there, so it was a lot closer of a play at second base than Advincula and Mike Roberts likely would have preferred.
Advincula picked up his 4th stolen base a night ago. That was a play where he caught the gateman defense by surprise. It was on a throwback to the pitcher. Advincula, noticing it was taking a long time, took off for third and made it in safely. Big swing and a miss there by Winfield as the count evened up at 2-2. Dallas now pitching with a lead for the first time today. Comes home. Winfield hits this one into the right center field alleyway. On his horse is Robbie Bolin, who makes the running grab. Tagging up from second is Advincula, as Bolin just goes to the cutoff man. So it's a sac fly for Easton Winfield, as Advincula moves up 90 feet as he stands on third with 1 out.
Yeah, still a quality at bat for Easton Winfield, and advances a runner to 90 feet away. The Kettleers with the bases loaded in the 1st inning in this game, and they're only able to bring one of those runs in, and all of those runs, of course, proving important as we move later on into this ball game, as they're trying to stop this 5 straight losing streak. And to do that, you're going to not have to leave runners in scoring position. That's what they've done.
Here's Luke Hansen, swings at the first pitch from Dallas, waves through and misses. Hansen is 0 for 1 today, coming off of a 2 for 2 day where he also walked twice. As Hansen hits this one deep into left center field. Now Zion Rose looking up at the track. Robbie Bolin hits off of his glove. Making the grab is Zion Rose. Tagging up from third is Jaron Advincula. Are they going to say that ball fell? They did, but it was nearly a play that the ball deflected off Robbie Bolin's glove. Zion Rose nearly made the leaping grab. The Falmouth Commodores defense can't believe it.
Now the third base ump is saying that that's an out, as Bolin went up to catch that ball. It deflects off of his glove and then back down into the glove of Zion Rose. So the question is, did that ball hit the fence on the way down? And of course, it's really tough to tell with the umpiring crew all around the infield, but it just doesn't make sense that you make a call on the field and then immediately just flip that just because he still has the ball in his glove. I mean, we know he came down with the baseball. It's just a matter of, did it make contact with the fence? And another important thing to note is that they took down that maroon screen in the outfield for the All-Star game so that people could sit back there, and they left it just in center field to act as a batter's eye. And so now it's really that much more tough to tell if the ball actually hit the fence because you're not able to see if that screen rippled at all. But they're going to say that call on the field stands. Advincula did tag and score from third, though. So with 2 gone, the bases will be empty and a 2-2 ball game.
That's a crazy play out in left center field as here's Timo Becerra lays off the first pitch. 4-1. I don't think I've ever seen that, a ball deflecting off Robbie Boland's glove going right into Zion Rose's glove for the second out, but a heads-up play by Jaron Advincula to wait on the third base bag and tag up to tie this game up at 2-2. So Luke Hansen picks up an RBI. Becerra up in the count 2-0 against Dallas. The third baseman, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Looks at the third pitch for fastball in there for strike 1.
Could have been Luke Hansen's second extra base hit of the summer, and geez, he gave that one a ride.
It's nearly his first home run of the summer as Becerra waves through a pitch low in the dirt. As the count evened up at 2-2. Righty-lefty matchup with 2 gone here in the fourth. Falmouth and Cotuit knotted up at 2 as Dallas will step off the mound, ask for a new baseball. Cotuit looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. This is game 7, a 6-day stretch, excuse me. It's the 2-2. Becerra has to back out of the way. The count is full. Dallas out of the windup. The payoff pitch on the way to Becerra. Got him looking. Becerra with a half-hearted swing attempt, but it's a strike no matter what, as Matthew Dallas rings him up for the second time today. But not before Cotuit evens the score on a sacrifice 5 by Luke Hansen. As we're through 3.5 here at Gov Fuller Field, Cotuit and Falmouth tied up at 2 here on the Kettleers Radio Network.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave Ice Cream Parlor, located on Route 28 in Mashpee, right at the Barnstable town line. Our creamy, homemade ice cream flavors will delight your taste buds. Plus, Kettleers kids get a free comb on home game days. Call us at 508-477-5553 or email info@polarcave.com to learn more. Come chill with us and experience the coolest treats on Cape Cod.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow.
After 3 innings of work, Ryan Buckler's day is done as Mike Roberts goes to the bullpen for the first time today. He brings on the tall lefty, Bo Sampson, making his second appearance as a Kettleer. His first came just a couple of days ago in a loss against Orleans. Sampson went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 2 runs that weren't earned, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 3 while tossing 41 pitches as he squares off against the 5, 6, 7 hitters. In the Falmouth order, Scott Mudler looks at a first pitch that's taken for ball 1. Sampson, this past season at Salt Lake Community College, pitched in 7 games, working quickly here as the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, but waved through and missed by Mudler. It was 0 for 1, bouncing to a 3-6-3 double play to Tanner Thatch at first base. In the second inning, the 1-1 pitch Fouled over our left shoulders and out of play. So 1-2 is the count on the Commodore catcher. Sampson out of the windup, kicks and deals the 1-2 on the outside corner. Taking outside for ball 2, even in the count up at 2-2. Sampson had a 2-0 record of 1.17 ERA and 15 1/3 innings pitched this past season. The 2-2 on the way. Mudler hits this one into center field. Going back is Charles Davalon, but he makes the running grab for the first out.
That's exactly what Sampson needed there to get a weak contact first out. That one given a ride to center field, though, off the bat of Scott Mudler, but still ends up being the first out of this 4th inning. And now 4 straight Commodores have been retired after one reached. Zion Rose on a double in the 3rd.
Here's Donovan LaSalle. Takes a big cut out of the first pitch from Sampson. LaSalle hitting 185 through 25 games this summer. As the 0-1, big swing and a miss again by Sampson. LaSalle picked up hit number 16 2 innings ago. It was a single and later came around to score. Back in the 2nd, it tied this game up at 1-1. Now the score's evened up at 2. The 0-2 pitch taken high and away. So LaSalle, 1-2 on the count. Simpson deals. Big swing and a miss. Bo Sampson with the strikeout. Now quickly 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 4th.
Nice job just to blow it by Donovan LaSalle with the fastball. Middle in the zone, but LaSalle still unable to make contact, going back to 1 for 2 on the day after scoring the first run of the game for the Commodores back in the 2nd inning.
Here's the shortstop and left-handed hitter, Jack Bell. Lefty-lefty matchup. Bell's ahead in the count 1-0 after the fastball from Sampson. This is above the letters. 1-0 on the way. On the outside corner. Called strike 1 to even the count up at 1-1. Sampson's a guy who gets the ball from the catcher and instantly fires as the 1-1 waved through and missed by Bell as he pulled the string on him there. So Sampson up in the count 1-2 with 2 gone in the inning. Cotuit and Falmouth tied up at 2-2. The 1-2 on the way. Taken outside for ball 2 to even the count up at 2-2. The 2-2 offering once again can't find the zone as Bell has battled back in this count. Has run it full with 2 gone in the inning. The 3-2 on the way. Got him swinging. Bo Sampson comes out of the Kettleer bullpen and works a 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th, getting a flyout of Scott Mudler and back-to-back swinging strikeouts of Donovan LaSalle and Jack Bell. As we're through 4 here from Gulf Fuller Field, Cotuit and Falmouth evened up at 2 apiece. And stay tuned for more here on the Kettleers Radio Network. Each week, the Cape Cod Baseball League is honoring those who served with Red Shirt Fridays. Every home team on Fridays wear red Cape League uniforms and an Army camouflaged hat. For every Friday game at Lowell Park, the Kettleers are honoring a hero of the game presented by the Massachusetts State Lottery. For exclusive Red Shirt Friday gear like fitted player hats, head to the Kettleers store at the ballpark. We hope you can join us for a Red Shirt Friday at Lowell Park this season. For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Looking to connect with the right business? ZoomInfo's got you covered. With a database of over 100 million company profiles, they provide top-notch data to boost sales and marketing growth. Since 2007, ZoomInfo's B2B data quality has ensured that businesses have the best intelligence right at your fingertips. Discover more at zoominfo.com and see how you can get connected today.
About to start the top of the fifth, and for better or for worse, I'm Shane Patagna alongside Jimmy Middleton, and we're going to have the call for the next 2 or so innings.
Shane, it's great to be here with you. It is awesome to be here. Making my full 3-inning color debut, and you've done play-by-play at Tampa. I've never done color or play-by-play like fully in like a game. So this is just certainly going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's been a couple months for me. I don't think I've called any game in any fashion since March, but it's like riding a bike, is what I'm told.
Basically, I mean, we're veterans of the program. Me 3 years, you 2 years. We've been around. We've been around the game. We know baseball, and at the end of the day, all we're doing is we're just talking ball with the boys, along with our friend Jimmy T, who's sitting here in the middle, who is awfully quiet, but like that's what he has to do. As Falmouth is having a meeting with the umpires discussing what is exactly going on. I think it's more of a band-aid issue with Matthew Dallas. I'm pretty sure he is still on the mound. That is correct, but looks like we're going to start some baseball here right now.
Yes, the top of the order is due up for Cotuit. The third time through, Brandon Compton, the left-handed batter, will lead off as Matthew Dallas resumes his warm-up and Mr. Brightside plays in the background.
How about Brandon Compton's game earlier today, getting on base 5 times and also going 4 for 4 hitting-wise, and just a great showing for him out of the day.
Added a walk in that ninth inning and has continued it today. So 7 out of 7 times dating back to the July 25th game that we continued early this afternoon at Lowell Park, as now we are ready to go. The first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1, but Compton simply is just on a tear right now. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Exactly. He's putting the ball. He's putting the barrel on the ball.
The next offering taken for a called strike 1. The score is tied at 2-2. There's been scoring in every inning. As the next pitch, breaking ball taken below the knees, 2-1.
One thing about Matthew Dallas that I noticed from sitting back here and also sitting with our good friend Louis Rasconi, who works for Trackman, is he's a guy who works very quick, and that's just very good for our case.
Yes, this next pitch coming with plenty of time left on the pitch clock. Another breaking ball taken just outside the zone, and Brandon Compton once again in a plus count, 3-1. Looking to reach base for an 8th time today here. Fastball, called strike, and the count moves full. But Dallas
just going to have to battle.
Ready, back in his set, simply just waiting for Compton, and he's going to go. The payoff pitch. Driven into center field, sinking fast, and a catch and a dive from the center fielder, and that'll be the first out.
What a play by the Falmouth center fielder, getting a good break on that ball. Really, that ball was falling quick, and it was falling fast, so really that was just a great play.
And that was Bolin on the catch. So now it'll bring up Tanner Thatch. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in this game. And Dallas continuing to work quick. The first pitch in this lefty on left matchup. Breaking ball taken low and away. Ball 1. Thatch having a tremendous season. Started the year off with 8 home runs, but it's been a long time since he's left the yard. This one popped up in the shallow center, falling into the mitt of the second baseman for the second out. That's Marquette on the catch. And quickly, 2 away. Dallas has weathered the storm so far, but not out of the woods yet, as Devin Taylor, arguably Cotuit's best player, stepping into the box here for the 3rd time today.
I think it is very likely that you see Devin Taylor making a first-round appearance in next year's draft, but he's got a full season of Indiana baseball with the Hoosiers laid out for him this summer, or this upcoming year as well.
Yeah, some mock drafts have him as a top 10 pick in the 2025 MLB draft, as his first pitch taken just outside the zone. 1-0. The Falmouth catcher, Mudler, kind of shook his head, thought he could get the call there. The next offering, driven hard into the opposite field, and I'll drop in for a base hit. Taylor with his 2nd hit of the day. He'll stand on first as a 2-out base runner.
Devin Taylor just has phenomenal bat-to-ball skills. Just seems to, I feel like a broken record here, but puts the barrel on the ball. And, honestly, with those two flyouts, that pop flyout and that pop out in this inning, just putting a ball in play, putting a line drive into play, especially taking that ball the other way, taking it where it came from. So that's honestly a great piece of hitting from Devin Taylor right there.
And in talking of draft comparisons, as Charles Davalon steps up to the plate and Dallas comes set in the stretch for the first time this inning. Tries to keep Taylor honest, but a C move. Taylor back in, standing. Certainly not the best offering that
not his best move we've seen.
Dallas could have as a left-handed pitcher. Now he comes, no, faked me out. Checks twice, but never 3 times.
It never could be 3 times. Taylor's getting a very extended lead over there, as Coach Roberts would like to call it, vaulting, and just getting that jump over to second base if they were to steal or if the ball was in the dirt.
Taylor runs. Mudler can't make the transfer. Taylor's in with a slide, but he could have crawled there if he really wanted to. It's a stolen base for Taylor, and that puts a runner in scoring position for Charles Davalon in a 1-0 count.
You know, the one thing for the Cotuit in these past 2 games, especially Wareham and Falmouth earlier today, it's that piece of timely hitting. So really, this is something that Charles Davalon has to take advantage of here. Trying to get a base hit, trying to bring Taylor home. So put the Ketts up, make it 3-2 for the Ketts. But you just have to take advantage whenever you have a guy a runner in scoring position.
As Mudler now trots out to the mound, and they're going to have an extended conversation. But to go back to Devin Taylor, and in the spirit of MLB draft talk, you hear a lot of times draft analysts like to throw around pro comparisons, and mine, and I don't even think this is an exaggeration, but I think Devin Taylor profiles like a Juan Soto in the sense that he knows the strike zone better than these umpires. When he takes a pitch, I have full faith that it misses the zone. He might not get the call that way. And he's had some strikeouts, a lot of them looking, and I think that's the fault as the count moves to 2-0 on Davalon. And Taylor dances off of second base. The 2-0 pitch. Hit hard right at the third baseman. Falls down, is able to gain his feet, throw to first, and picked in time for the third out. So the Kettleers strand a runner on second. Dallas navigates the top of the order, faces just one batter above the minimum, and that'll send us to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 2 here on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
The Kettleers baseball clinics are well underway in the summer of 2024, offering boys and girls ages 6 through 17 with the opportunity to learn from some of the most experienced coaches and some of the top college baseball players in the country. With no prior baseball experience necessary, the camps teach kids the fundamentals of baseball, as well as good citizenship, sportsmanship, and character. With just a few weeks of camp left, time is running out. So to sign up, head over to info.collegebaseballcamps.com/CK. Again, that's info.collegebaseballcamps.com/CK. We hope to see you there.
At Gov Fuller Field for the bottom of the 5th inning between the Falmouth Commodores and the Cotuit Kettleers. Bo Sampson back on the mound, set to face Roche, Bolin, and then Rose at the top of the order. The first pitch hits Roche in the leg, and that'll put a leadoff runner on after just one pitch.
It's not what you needed there out of Sampson, but, you know, that puts the 2-ball in play. That, you know, you can get out of this inning with less pitches, but, you know, I expect Sampson to just kind of settle in here. Just get that one out. Let that Falmouth dugout know that it's actually his box. It's not their box at all.
So now brings up a left-on-left matchup with Bolin, the number 9 hitter, who takes a called strike. He grounded out to Advincula at second. his first time up in the second inning. Next pitch, another fastball, taken just below the knees, 1-1.
What do you think of this strike zone that this umpire has provided us tonight, Shane?
You could tell it's tight, and it's gotten some negative reactions from both sides. As Roche pokes the ball the other way, that'll drop in for a base hit. Compton fields it, throws into the Hanson, the cutoff man, as Roche moves station to station. Runners on first and second, and no outs now for the top of the order, and a tie game where we have just crossed the halfway point.
This is that one thing, curious case of announcer's jinx. I wanted the timely hitting for Cotuit, but this is another for Zion Rose and Falmouth. You got to get that timely hitting in the right spot. If they can, maybe a bunt here, maybe punch that run across. Now it's a completely different ball game.
This is the second time today Rose has come up in this situation. That, of course, being in the first game as Rose takes a called strike one. He squared the bunt on the first pitch of a continuated game that allowed Falmouth to successfully pull off a double steal. As Rose takes a big hack, swings right through it, 0-2 the count. Roberts, interestingly enough, drew the infield in despite winning in the third inning with nobody out, and Rose dropped a lawn dart into shallow center field to put the Commodores up as he fouls a ball down the first base line. And in that first game, Falmouth never looked back.
Shane, I was sitting at that media table with you, and after that bunt was put down, I said that was so obvious, but there's no way I knew that was happening.
As Rose crushes one deep to left field, Davalin turns his back and is going to make a catch and crash up against the wall. He'll quickly get the throw in. Roche turns, tags of third, and stumbles around the bag, has to dive back in. So a productive out, puts runners at the corners. And how about that range from Charles Davalin on that ball?
It's white lightning out there. He is so fast. You know how in the MLB they don't have it here. They have the stat cast of how much distance they covered from center field to the wall. I feel like that's what that was out there.
He might have ran all the way back to Canada to catch that ball.
Oh, Canada! But the amount of ground that he took down there, or that he covered there, is insane. Now he puts that double play in the order, and even with Falmouth moving that run over to third, now the double play is in.
Yes, this escape hatch. The escape plan has been mapped out as the first pitch now to the batter, Barquette, taken high for ball one. Next pitch, called strike over the heart of plate. This is now the third time through the order for the Commodores. Barquette 0 for 2 in this game. Sampson checks the runner at first, checks again, and fires home. The runner goes, and Klein will just let him have it. So it's a stolen base for Bolin, and now that double play that you've been clamoring for, out of order now.
I wanted that double play so bad. Now we got the infield in. I think we like playing with the infield in, though.
Roberts never afraid to go to it. And Becerra keeps the ball in the infield. A rocket and a dive. Couldn't complete the catch. But no harm as Barquette takes the open base. The bases are loaded with one out.
That is probably best case scenario in that spot. Timo being able to knock that down, barely gets outside the third base line. Because if that ball's in play, that ball's down the left field line, and that's an easy 2 runs for Falmouth, making the score 4-2 in favor of them. So, in my eyes, that's best case scenario. Now that double play is back in order, and to still have the corners in, especially.
Yeah, the middle infield playing back. Big hack from Jones, the 3-hitter. Swings through a fastball from Sampson. It's 0-1. The 3-hitter 0 for 2 today, but does have an RBI. There's another fastball taken high, 2-0. That RBI came on a ground out to the pitcher that scored Rose in the bottom of the third to give Falmouth a 2-1 lead. Score now 2-2. The count moves to 2-1 as Jones has to dance out of the way of a pitch inside from Sampson. Roche on third, Bolin on second, Barquette on first as Jones fouls the ball back to move the count 2-2.
With no room on the bases here, I feel like for Sampson, you just have to go at the batter here. leave nothing to chance. Try not to get that walk. No, trying to spike something, get a swing and miss pitch. I feel like you have to go at Jones right here.
He set him up high early, then brushed him off the plate, and now comes right back and gets a fastball by Jones for a swinging strikeout. Just 1 out away from getting out of this jam now.
A huge strikeout from Sampson going up with that fastball. Just from watching Sampson in this inning and also from his previous time, it feels like that fastball plays very well up in the zone. Very, very much swing and miss pitch up there. So that's a great pitch sequence from Bo Sampson and Matt Klein.
So now it's the 4-batter Trent Caraway out of Oregon State. As Falmouth, year to year, always seems to have a pipeline with the Beavers.
And they're always usually good, too.
Caraway no different than the likes of Travis Bazzana last season, who we both had the pleasure of watching.
Watching hit for the cycle at Cotuit, or almost the cycle. I never know if it was actually the cycle or not.
That was that infamous 27-2 game, right?
It was.
That came late in the year as the count moves to 3-0 on Caraway, not what Sampson wants, especially with nowhere to put Caraway. In a tie game here in the bottom of the 5th. The 3-0 pitch, Caraway taken all the way. It's a strike down Broadway, 3-1.
I think you unfortunately had the recap in that 27-2 game.
I did.
Well, yeah.
I had to go through the history books of Cape Cod baseball. It's the 3-1 cut on and missed. The count moves full. So, with Roche on third, Bowen on second, and Barquette on first, I like to say the carousel will now be in motion.
It's going to be best on best here. No
Everyone
way Sampson goes
running
to
on the pitch.
secondary.
The Commodores crowd making some noise. The pitch grounded, Hanson at short. Charges, comes, sets, fires on the first. Back, stretches, and makes the play. So a 6-3 put out. Sampson dodges a bullet and keeps us tied at 2 here at the end of the 5th.
How about Luke Hanson just shifting over from third base, shortstop, and has played a great shortstop in this. How many innings are we through today? 14, 15 innings? Just making the seamless transition over to third. That's a hell of a play from Hanson right there.
So, after 5, still tied at 2. You don't want to miss the rest of this game on the Ketts Radio Network.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
Cotuit Library. Since its founding in 1874, the Cotuit Library has served its community with an expansive collection that continues to grow. Their staff is dedicated to serving all ages, offering youth events weekly. The library has dozens of events scheduled throughout the summer, so be sure to head to the website at cotuitlibrary.org to see what's coming up next. The library is located right off Main Street. The Cotuit Library, a proud sponsor of the Kettleers.
Be a part of historic Lowell Park and support the Cotuit Kettleers by purchasing a paver engraved with your personal message to be placed in the new Walk of Champions. For more information, visit the Cotuit Kettleers website.
Matthew Dallas returns to the mound for his 6th inning of work against the Cotuit Kettleers on this Saturday night, August 3rd, 2024. The Cotuit Kettleers and the Falmouth Commodores tied at 2 apiece, with Matt Klein set to lead off the inning. Jaron Avincula stands on deck with Easton Winfield in the hole. 3 left-handed batters against the Falmouth Southpaw. The first pitch, Matt drops down a bunt, picked up by this catcher Mudler, and there's a miscommunication as Dallas, flat on his back, hits the turf, and it'll be an infield single for Matt Klein to start this 6th inning.
I will die on this hill. Matt Klein is the best bunter on the Cotuit Kettleers. If you throw back to Brewster just a couple of days ago, I'm pretty sure he had all 3 hits in that game, won a total of 25 feet. So that's just a perfect bunt by Klein, putting it in no man's land, that forcing the Falmouth Commodore batteries to have comms. So, but that's a great, perfectly executed bunt by Matt Klein there.
It's hard to think of anything that Matt Klein doesn't do well on a baseball field.
I'm the biggest Matt Klein fan there is.
So now it's Avincula, who also tries to lay down a bunt of his own, but can't pull back on a breaking ball. It's 0-1.
Just stabbed at that one a little bit too much. Gotta receive it, just like you had a lacrosse stick up at home plate.
A very well executed pitch by Dallas, the savvy left-hander who's been here for the long haul for the Commodores. This next pitch, Avincula ready to swing away, but the fastball too far and too out. 1-1 the count. Avincula vying for the league's batting title. As Dallas tries to keep Klein honest, picks off to first, but nothing doing. In a battle with Ethan Conrad of the Bourne Braves, was holding that crown for much of the season, hovering over 400 for most of the summer, as now Avincula will try to square again. Another breaking ball, though. This time, he takes it for a ball.
Do you think when a hitter's up there squaring the bunt and he's a late square, do you think that changes the eye level of a pitcher like Matthew Dowsett out there at all on the mound?
I think as swings away, Rose has to hold back on it. It's a drops in for an opposite field single. So Avincula tried to get a bunt down, but opts for more traditional and more preferred way, just swinging away, and drops in for a base hit. And now the Kettleers have something cooking here at the top of the sixth. As we'll have a substitution. It'll be Tyler Cerny in for Easton Winfield. Roberts opting for a right-handed hitter to go against Dallas in the designated hitter spot.
It's just another good piece of hitting from Jaron there, taking the ball the other way, putting it in a spot like really Zion Rose out there in left field could not make a play on that ball. So that's just another great piece of hitting from the ACC product.
Two Louisville Cardinals on the field right now. Klein at second base and Rose in left field. Avincula the runner on first. Another ACC product starting for the 2025 baseball season.
You do wonder how those cross-country road trips are going to be.
Cerny skies the ball in the right field. LaSalle camps under it, makes the catch. Klein will draw a throw and nearly gets back picked at second base. Somehow gets in. LaSalle, an absolute strike to second base. As Jack Bell almost got the tag on him. Klein just able to inch his foot in. Near disaster.
I'm just gonna, because I am the biggest Matt Klein fan there is, I'm just gonna say he meant to do that. Just kind of fake him out a little bit, but still, it's only one out.
Wanted to spice things up here at Gov Fuller Field, although it's a great ball game so far. The fifth inning was the first scoreless inning on either side. 2-0 on that scoreboard out in left field as Hansen, now the batter, takes a fastball up at his neck for ball one.
I smell a bunt, Shane. I smell a bunt. With the third baseman playing back, one out, trying to play for that 2-ball. I feel like a bunt would be a great play or a great option here for the Kettleers.
Dallas steps off the old reset, and Mudler, as they did last inning, will go back out and they'll talk strategy here. Timo Becerra stands on deck. Hansen struck out in the second, then had that wacky, essentially sacrifice fly in the fourth to tie the game.
I still don't know if that ball was caught or not.
I got some clarification about that play, and it was caught by Rose in left field on the ricochet. As Hansen takes a strike at the knees, it's 1-1. But because the center fielder Bolin touched it first, it's a continued play, and Avincula did not need to re-tag and was able to go home unabated. So now the 1-1 to Hansen. Takes a changeup down in the dirt, 2-1.
That is definitely a first for me, and I'm glad our resident scores guy, Will Marquardt, does scoring from time to time for the Cape League, was here to straighten it out for us.
This one grounded off the leg of Hansen, and he'll have to walk it off. Luckily for him, wearing an orange and navy blue Evo shield from his University of Virginia Cavaliers, who went to Omaha this past June. Hansen had a solid role in that team too, and now is in this late season push here, finding some more PT. As Dallas checks Klein, checks him again, and comes home. This one driven into right field. LaSalle trotting back, makes the catch, and will throw it in. Klein tags, heads for third, and he'll be in there standing. So productive out for Hansen. He'll simply just go in the book as an F9, but able to move Klein to third and the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
We'll just go in the book as an F9, but that is going to be considered a quality at bat. Moving Klein over to third. Now, Klein's 90 feet away. Anything can score him: a wild pitch, pass ball, an error, a ground base hit the other way, a base hit anyway. So great piece of hitting from Luke Hansen right there.
So now it's Becerra, who has struck out twice, but has been swinging the bat much better lately. Multi-hit last night in Wareham and in the continued game today. The first pitch jammed off, but that's going to find some green grass. Klein scores. Avicula around second. He'll head to third. The throw in is cut off, and Becerra racing for second base. He slides in head first safely. So an RBI knock puts the Kettleers in front, and with room to do more, turning over the lineup to Brandon Compton.
That old school base running from Coach Robertson and the Kettleers there. Timo heads up play going over to second base as that throw went over to third to try to get Avicula. But the story of the night, even though it's a 3-2 game, we just scored. Will Thompson over there changed the number to 6. I'm just going to credit Will Thompson over there to sending Timo on that ball, making sure that both runners moved up into scoring position. So now we can tack on even more runs over there.
In the middle of this 5-game losing streak, I think the Kettleers were looking to do anything to change up the vibes, and I think that play right there shows that something has shifted. If you believe in momentum, if you believe in superstition, if you believe in anything else,
I believe
it's now on the side of the Kettleers. The 0-1 count to Compton. Breaking ball, taken 1-1 the count.
Like Taylor, like that comparison you made earlier of having a good knowledge of the strike zone. I feel like Compton is another one of those guys that has that eye.
He grounds this ball to third. Scooped up on the run by Bell. The throw into first in time, and that'll retire the side. But the Kettleers get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. They lead 3-2 here after the top of the 6th. We'll see if Commodores have a response in the home half of the frame.
Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They offer breakfast and lunch, as well as indoor and outdoor dining. Check out Cape Cod Coffee at one of their 3 locations, on Route 130, at Mashpee Commons, and at Wareham Commons, or on their website at capecodcoffee.com. When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
In a week where not a lot of bounces have seemingly gone the Kettleers' way, it might have finally shifted in their favor after a jam shot single from Timo Becerra scores Matt Klein and gives the Kettleers a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the sixth at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts.
Curious case of timely hitting. That's what the Ketts needed. Worse than a win. They needed just a sequence of timely hitting as the count moves to 0-1 in favor of Bo Sampson.
And now, maybe what they need even worse than a win or some timely hitting is now a shutdown inning from Sampson as his next offering way out of the zone. The count is 1-1 on Mudler, the catcher. Another pitch way outside. Count is 2-1.
Bo Sampson, another one of those guys that works very quick out there on the mound. Something that you'll just love to see.
This one jams him as he fouls it straight back into the net.
Almost made a play. We could have made a play on that. If there was no net here, we could have made a play on it.
Maybe Fran Maycock in the booth above us.
Your host dad.
Yeah, in the press box. Rented out this Commodore suite. An underrated setup here at Gov Fuller Field as the count moves full on Scott Mudler, the catcher out of Oklahoma. Payoff pitch. Taken just outside. It's a leadoff walk. And not how Bo Sampson would have wanted to start this potential shutdown inning. As now Mike Roberts calls time and we'll call a meeting on the rubber.
For me, that I'm just watching, but I feel like that's just a great pitch execution from Bo Sampson. That's a spot that pitch that hitter cannot do anything with that pitch. So in my eyes, again, I'm an intern. I'm just a media intern. I'm not the one coaching. That's great. That's a great execution in my eyes.
Yeah, we've documented that it appears to be a hitter zone from our position about, I want to say, less than 50 feet from home plate. As there will be a pitching change here in Falmouth. We'll get you his information after this break.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
With 30 plus years of personal injury litigation and insurance negotiation experience, Snow Law Firm is your go-to for wrongful injuries and rightful compensation. Snow Law Firm will secure the maximum amount of compensation available through settlement or trial. Schedule a free case evaluation by calling 508-477-7100.
And we're back on the Ketts Radio Network with Max Hansman taking the mound for Cotuit. It's making his second appearance of the summer, where in his first appearance he pitched an inning and a third where he gave up 2 hits, 1 run, one of those being earned. He comes out of Evansville, where that Evansville team was also a regional team, where he also posted a 6.1 ERA in 26 appearances out of the 10 and 38 and 2/3 of innings.
Yeah, a member of that historic Purple Aces squad that was just the 9th 4 seed to win an NCAA tournament regional before falling in 3 games to the number 1 overall seed Tennessee Volunteers in the Super Regionals in Knoxville.
I remember watching that Greenville Regional down in ECU. That was an electric regional to watch.
So he checks the runner at first before even throwing a pitch here tonight. Scott Mother, the runner on first, nobody out, as Donovan LaSalle is the batter. He lines one down the right field line, hooking towards the pole. Devin Taylor is able to make the catch and will throw a lollipop back in as Mother wasn't tagging on the play. So 1 away on one pitch for Max Hansman.
Max Hansman also sports that number 41, and can't help but recognize that he kind of looks like Cam Schulke. Not really. Doesn't really pitch from all 4, 5, 6 of those slots that he throws from, but
As the Commodores show bunt, but it'll trickle foul up the third base line. Bell, the batter now, struck out his last time up in the fourth.
trying to sneak that bunt in down the third base line with Timo Becerra playing back, trying to catch the Ketts off surprise, especially with a runner on first, and now them being down a run in this ballgame.
Yeah, these Falmouth Commodores, nothing to play for as they've been eliminated from playoff contention, but have been playing the role of spoiler extremely well, especially today against the Cotuit Kettleers. The count is 0-2 on Bell after a called strike. Hansman's pitch. Fastball elevated up and out of the zone. So Hansman fouls off a pitch, and the count moves to 1-2.
Good stuff I'm seeing out of Hansman here. I really like pitch arsenal, especially just throwing strikes, which is especially important coming out of the bullpen.
The 1-2. Taken ball outside. Count moves to 2-2.
We're definitely biased here, but I feel like that was a strike. That was dangerously close.
So has battled back. Called strike 3. Klein can't squeeze it, but no drop third strike in effect. 1 out. As Bell caught looking.
Just good stuff you're seeing out of Max Hansman here. Just going at these Falmouth Commodore hitters and just taking ownership of the mound, letting them know it's his mound, it's his box. It's not Falmouth isn't going to dictate the box there.
So Roche, the batter now. The first pitch, off speed, taken low and away for ball 1. It's the first baseman's third time up today. He's reached both times. The last one coming on a hit by pitch to lead off the bottom of the 5th. The 1-0. Ground to the right side. Pass a diving Advincula and into right field. Taylor fields it and gets it in to hold Scott Mudler at second base. So Roche having an excellent night in the 8th spot of this Commodores lineup.
Hansman just executing a pitch there. Just Falmouth making it better appearance at the plate, setting that ball the other way. Got a ground ball. Honestly, nothing else you could ask for except getting out of that inning right there.
So now it's the 9-hitter. The first pitch to Bolin. Called strike at the knees. He also reached his last time up on a base hit. Mudler, the runner on second. Roche at first. 0-1 count with 2 outs here in a 3-2 game as the batter Bolin takes a ball low. Comes, sets, and fires home. Skied, foul, way out of play over the third base dugout. And Hansman 1 strike away from leaving more runners in scoring position stranded for the Commodores. Trying to secure this much-needed shutdown inning for the Kettleers. His 1-2. Fastball taken outside. Ball 2. 92 on the gun from Hansman, who really was just sitting around doing nothing after his team was eliminated. A great find for this Kettleers bullpen as they make a playoff push. His payoff pitch swung on and missed strike 3, and the Commodores blank the Falmouth in the bottom of the 6th here. As we'll now take it to our wonderful sideline reporter Adele Huffman, who's going to give us an update on the West Division playoff picture.
Well, thank you, Shane. And if you missed our Roberts interview earlier today, we talked about how it's important to capitalize in those important moments. And in order to get back in the winning column, we need to work on our pitching and our clutch hitting. And something that seems to be a reoccurring struggle for the Ketts recently is making those plays with runners in scoring position. But tonight, both teams seem to be doing a good job at that. And tomorrow we'll be playing Bourne, which will be the finale in our regular season. And Bourne is facing Orleans right now, 2-1 in the top of the third inning. So it'll be interesting to see, Shane and Jimmy, how that game comes to be and how this game ends right here, which will make a big impact on how we're feeling tomorrow. So I'll send it back to you two to finish up the broadcast.
Yeah, so thank you, Adele. And after the Kettleers dropped their 5th straight game earlier this afternoon, it created a 3-way tie for second place in the West Division after the Bourne Braves won the first half of their own twin billing against the Orleans Firebirds.
Yeah, Shane, these 3 games today, and finishing the suspended game earlier, and also this game against Falmouth right now, and Bourne tomorrow night, they're going to be proof pivotal to see where we end up in those final standings. In my eyes, I know where we want to go and where I feel like we should go, where we have the best chance to get out of that first game playoff. But it seems like Hyannis all but wrapped up that 1 seed. So really, it's a fight between us and Wareham and that 2-3 seed. But again, that's all later. We'll all find that out later after we play Bourne, after we finish this game. So really, it's just finishing off this regular season, finishing it off on a high note, and taking that momentum into the off day, and also carrying that into the playoffs on Tuesday night.
Yeah, Cotuit looking to hold on to this win here. One they need desperately, as I think now is a great time to check the out-of-town scoreboard, especially in the Western Division among the other playoff teams. The Bourne Braves lead the Orleans Firebirds 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning at Dorn Park. And in a big game at McKeon Park, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks hold a sizable 9-2 lead over the Wareham Gatemen in the bottom of the 5th.
I mean, maybe Wareham needs their coach to get tossed again to perhaps come back in that ball game, but we can't control what's going on in the out of town scoreboard or anywhere else. So we're just gonna focus on what's going on here at the Gov. As Falmouth makes a pitching change to Bowen Baker coming on the mound out of the bullpen. Senior out of Fairfield, he's made 9 appearances this summer, 1-0 on the summer, 3.38 ERA in 18 2/3 innings. He's given up 18 hits and 7 of those runs of his 9 have been earned runs this year.
Yeah, so Falmouth maintaining left-handed pitching on the mound, but it's going to be a fresh arm as Dallas exits 6 complete innings, 3 runs allowed on 8 hits. The Commodores, 2 runs on the board, also on 8 hits. So a well-played game here on a beautiful Saturday night in Falmouth. As Baker's first pitch to Tanner Thatch, taken outside for ball 1.
Honestly, really good stuff we saw from Matthew Dowse from Falmouth today, pitching those 6 innings, also striking out 6 batters. So saving that bullpen, even though they won't be making that playoff push, but saving that bullpen, saving those arms.
Thatch takes a called strike at the knees. The count moves to 1-1.
Yeah. Maybe before the game.
Baker working out of the stretch even with no runners on. The 1-1 pitch lined up the middle. That'll drop in for Cotuit's 9th hit of the night. Tanner Thatch reaches for the first time in this game 2 of a doubleheader.
I feel like I say it all the time, like me being a broken record, timely hitting, taking the ball the other way, but just another great executed hitting from Tanner Thatch right there. Setting that ball up the middle, setting it right back where it came from, so no complaints from over here.
So that'll bring up the ever-dangerous Devin Taylor with a runner on first. Cotuit now in the late stage of this game, trying to add on some insurance. This pitch also lined up in the middle, and I'll drop in for a base hit in basically the same spot as Thatch's hit. So on back-to-back pitches, it's 2 hits dropped into center field. And just as they did in the 6th inning, the Kettleers have something brewing here.
Devin Taylor saw that single from Tanner Thatch, and he said, you know what, I'll raise you one better. I'll do the exact same thing. Maybe I'll just hit it a little bit harder. But Ketts with runners on second and first here with Charles Davalon up. Could we see a bunt? Maybe am I just used to D2 baseball, but I feel like we're calling for a bunt here.
And this Kettleers lineup is loaded with left-handed hitters. The first 7 batters, all from the left side, is Davalon. Squares and gets a bunt down. The third baseman charges, throws on to first, nearly in time for the first out, as that was Jason Jones on to Patrick Roche. But Davalon does his job, moves Thatch and Taylor into scoring position with 1 away here.
You know, I feel like I just called that there. Letting Charles letting his speed play, putting that bunt down the third base line. You would want it to not go as far over to the third base line, far deep, so the third baseman doesn't have to run as short for that ball. But honestly, a great bunt they laid down that he honestly was dangerously close to beating out as well.
It gets the job done, as Falmouth will now bring all 4 infielders in. First pitch to Klein, a delayed call, but in favor of Falmouth. A changeup that clips the bottom of the zone. An 0-1 count. Here to Klein. Baker's pitch elevates it this time, but above the letters for ball 1.
Klein just has to get something just anywhere over the heads of the infielders. Pop up, ground ball, line drive, fly ball. Anything gets the job done here.
The infield in turns a 300 hitter into a 400 hitter as Klein takes a big hack. Good changeup from Baker. Has him ahead in the count, 1-2. The Falmouth defense holds its spots with Thatch on third, Taylor on second, and Klein at the dish down in a 1-2 count. Another one. Another changeup skipped in the dirt for ball 2.
Scott Mudler using his head there. That ball literally bounced off his face mask right down, keeping that ball in front of him. So that's just a great piece of blocking from the Oklahoma Sooner back there, Boomer Sooner.
And a Louisville Cardinal at the dish. Bowen Baker comes set and delivers this 2-2. Another changeup, but Klein wisely takes it down as the count moves full. So going into the well 3 times in a row. Got Klein to chase once, but not the second or third time. And the payoff pitch. Another changeup, fouled off down the first base line, and it'll trickle just in front of the Falmouth bullpen, who do have some action. They have a right-hander up, getting loose in a 3-2 game. That Cotuit leads, and a 3-2 count on the batter.
Yeah, they.
Bowen Baker does it again. This pitch grounded up the middle, and it's through. Thatch scores standing. Taylor around third. He'll score without a throw, and it's a 2 RBI single for Matt Klein, who now has some breathing room with a 5-2 lead.
Matt Klein is the best player on this Kettleers team. Sending that ball up the middle. Also, going down in a 1-2 count, being able to battle back, see if many pitches, making it a 3-2 count, full count, and then lining a base hit up the middle to score 2. Give the Ketts a little bit of breathing room, that 3-run lead. Just a great piece of hitting from Matt Klein, and honestly, just a great battle out of the kid.
And we've been waiting for some sustained situational hitting from the Kettleers as Advincula keeping the pressure on with a bunt up the first base line. And it gets out of the way of the tag from the first baseman. It'll be an infield single as Patrick Roche could not make the play.
You know, Shane, we have a great view here right down that first base line. You can see Advincula putting that ball down on the ground, letting his speed do the work, but also, like if that ball was sent to the right center gap, you stretch it into a double, making that banana swirl turn. Advincula just takes it off to the right side of the grass, trying to get as far away from the first baseman as he can so he can stretch that into a single. So honestly, just a great piece of base running out of the...
And in watching Advincula all year round, his philosophy at the plate is when you put the ball in play, good things happen. And with his speed, steals a base hit that just helps his case as in this race for the batting title of the Escape League. But that'll be it for Bowen Baker. The Commodores go to the bullpen, and we'll take a short break here on the Ketts radio network.
Discover a treasure of nearly 70,000 books at the Isaiah Thomas bookstore right here in Cotuit. Founded in 1969 and relocated to a restored 1860s Crocker family house in 1990, their shop is a haven for book lovers of any age. Visit the Isaiah Thomas bookstore on 4632 Falmouth Road in Cotuit or contact at 508-428-2752.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
And Falmouth makes a move to the bullpen, bringing the right-hander Nick Gravel from Keystone College onto the mound to get Falmouth out of this runners on second and first situation. So, the right-hander from Keystone made 15 appearances this season, 3 starts, had a 6 ERA with a record of 1-1. He also had 4 saves, pitched 24 innings, gave up 18 hits, and also let up 16 earned runs and 19 runs, 16 earned runs this season, for punching out 30. So, a D3 product around Pennsylvania, plays those teams like Penn State, Harrisburg, Susquehanna, Valley Forge, Rosemont College, Newman. So all colleges that I tend to know are being from the Philly area.
And this booth in its current state supports those smaller schools, especially at the D2 level. His first pitch to Tyler Cerny is a called strike. Cerny batting for the second time tonight. Entered as a pinch hitter and stayed in the game at the designated hitter spot in the 6th inning where he flew out to right field. The 0-1 breaking ball called outside. 1-1 the count as the Kettleers lead 5-2 for the first time tonight. A crooked number on the scoreboard by either team. A 2 spot so far with 2 runners on and 1 out. The 1-1 pitch, another breaking ball. This time, this one's in the zone. Count moves to 1-2.
Steady diet of breaking balls for Cerny here. I'm pretty sure that is 3 breaking balls he's seen. He's only seen 3 pitches in that bat, so have to wonder if he's going to quadruple up on the off-speed stuff here.
Gravel comes home. Does throw some soft stuff, but it looked like a changeup to me. It's in the dirt, and Scott Mother having to work extremely hard this inning. Makes another excellent block to hold Klein at second and Jaron Advincula at first. Gravel takes the sign, comes set, and fires home. It's a fastball that Cerny fouls back over this Gov Fuller Field press box out of play.
Now, Shane, I'm not a gambling man. I'm not a betting man at all. But Tyler Cerny, he's due. Even though it's a 2-2 count right here, he's seen 6 pitches. I could see one being deposited over the wall here.
What are the odds he gets a hit?
Let's have a hit.
The 2-2 from Gravel, who taps his foot, comes set, and fires home. It's a breaking ball that Cerny fights off. And Cerny out in front, but able to fight it off and live for another pitch.
One thing this Kettleers offense has been doing tonight is seeing a lot of pitches, fighting off the soft stuff, fighting off in counts that are not in their favor. So honestly, it's just having great at-bats while up there at the plate tonight.
The battle here continues as Cerny takes a changeup in the dirt, and the count moves full. Mike Roberts signaling to his runners there's 1 out, and to check their infielders. There's a big payoff pitch here from Gravel. trying to stop the bleeding for the Commodores here in the top of the 7th. Cerny cranks one down the left field line, but hooking foul. Cerny gave it a ride, but nothing doing.
It's just going to be a testament of who breaks first, whether it's going to be Grable on the mound or Cerny up at the plate. And my money's on Cerny. I'm not a gambling man, though. I'm not a gambling man.
We'll do it again. Gravel, Cerny, in a 3-2 count. The payoff pitch down in the dirt. Cerny with a great eye wins a lengthy at bat and loads the bases with a walk.
It seems in this last inning where the Ketts scored, and also in this inning where they've played it 2 runs, the Ketts are just putting more polished at-bats up there at the plate, seeing a lot of pitches, fighting off the good stuff, fighting off the soft stuff, and just being able to get to a pitch that they like, or a pitch they can drive or put in play. So putting runners in motion, and when you put a ball in play, good things happen.
Now it's Luke Hansen, the batter. Takes a breaking ball for ball 1, and as I look out at the scoreboard now, that's another night that the Kettleers have double-digit hits. They've really responded since being shut out over 2 games and 20 total innings earlier this week. As Hansen takes a fastball down Broadway, counts 1-1. Gravel has his work cut out for him here, trying to keep this a 3-run game here in the 7th inning. The 1-1 breaking ball that Hansen gives a half-hearted swing at. That pitch certainly fooled him. As our ball boy returns the foul ball to the Falmouth dugout and runs in front of our crowd mic. The 1-2 pitch from Gravel. Fastball, punch the other way. That'll drop it for a base hit. Klein scores. Jared around third. He'll be held there. And Cerny, miscommunication, has to run back into second base with some urgency. So he took a hard turn around second base, slid to a stop, and scurried back to the bag. So Hansen moves the runner station to station. It's an RBI knock for him, and the Kettleers lead 6-2.
You know, Luke Hansen's last 3 at-bats have just been quality at-bats. Again, feel like a broken record, but sending that ball almost a home run for a double in the 4th inning, then that sacrifice fly in the 6th, putting that runner over to third base, and then also bringing an RBI single home right there. Just great stuff from Luke Hansen.
So now it's Timo Becerra, who marks the 8th Kettleers batter this inning. He takes a called strike and his 4th at-bat tonight. Singled his last time up. The 0-1. Another fastball. Below the zone, though. 1-1. And finally, the Kettleers, sustaining some situational hitting, have played a complete game so far tonight. As Becerra keeps it going. Another opposite field hit. As the runners move 90 feet, Advincula scores. It's a 4 spot here in the 7th. As Gravel has yet to record an out. The Kettleers lead 7-2.
The production from the bottom of the order has been really good for the Kettleers tonight. Hansen's currently 2 for 4. Again, just having that RBI single that in the previous batter, but also Becerra 2 for 4, adding another RBI, getting that 4 spot in the Ketts. The 8-9 hitters for Cotuit are 4 for 8 tonight, setting the table for guys like Compton, Thatch, and Taylor up in the top of the order. So,
first pitch to Compton misses low, and as I was trying to say, the Kettleers have finally played a complete game tonight. So far tonight, the pitching has shown up, and the offense certainly has shown up. But on this 5-game losing streak, they've kind of gotten one or the other. And the defense has played well. No errors so far as Compton fouls a ball off his foot. Count moves to 1-1.
you know how I am superstitious, Shane. Talking about, like, if we were playing golf, we talk about pace of play, but we're not playing golf, we're playing baseball. But playing a complete game.
I made sure I snuck a so far.
There we go. There we go.
I'm off the hook now.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
The 1-1 to Compton. A West Division All-Star played on this very field last Saturday in the West Division's walk-off win as he takes a ball out of the zone for two to make the count 2-1.
You were at this All-Star game, weren't you, Shane?
I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience. Compton worked a 10-pitch walk in the ninth inning as he skies one down the third base line, but Jason Jones will run out of room as it lands on the roof of the Kettleers dugout.
If we were playing banana ball, if it went off the dugout and then he caught it as Chris Jones just got that foul ball, would that be an out? If it went out off the dugout, then he caught it.
I feel like you've got to catch it on the fly, even if you're a fan.
That's what I think too, but banana ball's weird.
I don't fully understand it. But nonetheless, here in this real baseball game, it's a 2-2 count on Compton, who waves and misses at a good breaking ball from Gravel and strikes out swinging. So, that marks the second out of the frame as the Kettleers have now batted around the order here in the top of the seventh. They'll bring up Tanner Thatch, the 2-year veteran and heart of this Cotuit Kettleers team.
Some may say heart and soul.
I wouldn't question you on that, as the first pitch, a breaking ball, slipped out of the hand and never broke down. Stayed up the whole way for ball one. Seven runs on 14 hits for the Kettleers tonight. Tanner Thatch looking to add on as Gravel busts him inside. Tanner Thatch has to maneuver out of the way. 2-0 the count. Plus count for Thatch. As Tyler Cerny stands on third. Luke Hansen on second. And Timo Becerra on first. Nowhere to put Tanner Thatch. This breaking ball, though. Tanner Thatch never wanted any part of it. So breaks into the zone for strike one. Thatch trying to keep the rally going. Gets a fastball and drives it into right field, but LaSalle should have plenty of room. Makes the squeeze for the final out. But the Kettleers score 4 and have given themselves plenty of breathing room here in the late stages. As we'll move to the stretch time here at Guff Fuller Field, you're listening to Kettleers Baseball on the Ketts Radio Network.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave Ice Cream Parlor, located on Route 28 in Mashpee, right at the Barnstable town line. Our creamy, homemade ice cream flavors will delight your taste buds. Plus, Kettleers kids get a free cone on home game days. Call us at 508-477-5553 or email info@polarcave.com to learn more. Come chill with us and experience the coolest treats on Cape Cod.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow.
After a wonderful rendition of God Bless America by your Falmouth Commodores interns on their intern appreciation night, the Cotuit Kettleers lead 7-2, spoiling the festivities here so far. Max Hansman returns to the mound for his second inning of work.
Shane, I got some trivia for you here. Since They did. God bless America. In that middle of the inning, we're gonna do a little bit of immaculate grid since we might be not playing baseball too soon. So the thing all across the top we got All-Star, MVP, and only one team, and all the way down on the left side we have pitched in a minimum of one game, a 300 plus average career, and a 20-win season plus in pitching.
Just because he pitched for my New York Mets last night, I want Paul Blackburn as the all-star pitcher.
I'll give you Paul Blackburn. If I can figure out how to type in this, I will give you Paul Blackburn.
Oh, we're having some technical difficulties on
Is it in the pitching
Jimmy's
for only
laptop.
one team?
No,
Is that
no,
what
no,
you want?
all-star, all-star.
All-star pitched. All right. Paul.
I feel like you could get really cheeky with only one
Wow.
team and a pitcher, but
.3.
I like that. That's a great start. Way to set the tone.
All right, now we are coming back to actual Cape Cod League baseball, so we might just be able to sneak it in certain spots here in this bomb.
Maybe the next break we'll work on it, and
Yeah.
we'll let you viewers know what we come up with. But now it's Zion Rose up to bat against Hansman. He takes a first pitch strike. A fastball from Hansman as Rose steps into the box for the fourth time tonight. He hits one hard in the hole. Hansen tries for the backhand, but can't glove it. And Rose will reach, presumably on an error, but we'll see how the official score decides.
Just putting the ball on the ground, letting his speed work. It would have been a tough play for Hansen, especially having to go to that backhand, making the throw across the diamond. He's used to playing third, but honestly, I don't know if there was much he could do there on that play.
Hansman checks the runner at first, just as every Kettleers pitcher does when a runner gets on. It's a staple of Mike Roberts' backyard baseball. So now it's the two-batter Barquette. The first pitch, he squares around a bunt, way up and out of the zone. He pulls back in time for ball one, and Matt Klein pump fakes a back pick attempt on Rose. Though interesting that Falmouth is going to try and trade an out to advance a runner down 5 with 9 outs to work with.
Still a lot of ball left. Anything can happen, as we have learned playing Wareham last night.
Falmouth and Barquette in a plus count here, 2-0, not squaring, but sent grounding into a double play ball. But Advincula botches the throw to second base, and everyone is safe. Tried for the shovel throw to Hansen. Not a lot of chemistry in that middle infield. Hansen making his relatively first rounds at shortstop this summer for the Kettleers.
You know, just left that ball up a little bit too high, maybe trying to rush it, especially knowing that Barquette is a plus runner for Falmouth, so just rush it a little bit, but still have a 5-run lead. Still, Hansman can still go at these Falmouth Commodore hitters.
So it's the first error tonight for the Kettleers. They did credit Rose with a hit for him to reach base in this frame. But another defensive miscue. Cotuit has had its fair share of them this week, as Jones takes a huge hack at a fastball up. That makes the count 1-1. Hansman's offering another heater, elevated well for strike 2. And Jones trying to make it a 7-5 game with these last 2 swings. The 1-2 pitch. Hansen goes back to the well, but this time Jones keeps the bat on his shoulder. Hansman's 2-2. Another fastball, 92 miles an hour, taken up and away, and the count moves full. The last thing the Kettleers need is a walk. Following 2. Balls in play. Ground balls to the infield that they could not handle. This one taken. Strike 3. Fastball. Freezes Jason Jones. Not exactly sure what he was looking for. Steady diet of heaters on that in that at bat.
Right? It seemed like it was right down Broadway from our point of view. Have to wonder if Jones was kind of guessing, playing for an off-speed pitch, maybe a slider, curveball, changeup, but it looked like that pitch was right down Broadway. So big to get that one out, keep those runner on second and first, have that 2 ball still in your back pocket. So again, as Falmouth goes to a pinch hitter here.
And to give credit, poor handsman as it's number 33 in the box. Frankie Ferrantino, who chops a ball. It's just foul. Had enough spin on it that it may have gone fair, but Klein, ready to make a play, fielded it as quickly as possible, and the home plate umpire emphatically rules it foul.
I wonder if we could get the spin rates on that ball.
If I had to guess, 3,000 plus.
That might be a little bit too low.
So an 0-1 pitch to Ferrantino, a junior out of Merrimack College. As the runners go, they pull off a double steal. Rose slides in the third. Klein tried to nab him. Throw beat him, but a little bit offline. Becerra caught at his shoe stops in foul ground and just didn't have enough time to stretch his body over to make the tag. And on the play, Barquette moves to second. So 2 runners in scoring position for the pinch hitter, who takes the 0-2 pitch low and away. And Mike Roberts is going to get warned by the third base umpire. He thought that the Kettleers got Rose at third base.
I don't know if our crowd might picked it up, but I think I heard that Mike Roberts said it's the worst he's ever seen that call. So I don't know. I'm not in the dugout.
Ferrantino fouls a pitch back. The count maintains at 1-2. But Roberts has been vocal really from the start of this game. And now has been warned. As this one grounded up the middle, Hansen gets it on the forehand, throws on to first. He'll retire Ferrantino, but it allows Rose to score. That'll make it a 7-3 game. And Barquette moves to third on the play.
Hansen just looks like a natural over there. Getting to that ball up the middle and then making that perfect throw over to first base. Getting that out, it's huge. Not even worrying about the runner. Scoring from third base, so keeping Ketts have a pretty big lead, so that's just big stuff from Luke Hansman right there.
As now Scott Mudler steps up to the plate, takes a called strike, and even though the Kettleers do have an error this inning, I think this is the best defensive alignment the Kettleers could field at this current moment in time.
I can't think of anything better.
Becerra at third, Hansen at short, Advincula at second, and Thatch at first. Hansman on the mound as Mudler chases a ball in the dirt. Well-disguised changeup. Moves it to a 2-strike count with 2 outs. The Kettleers leading 7-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. And the pitch. Fastball at his eyes that Mudler fights off out of play down the third base line. Barquette, the runner at third. Caraway. Retired. Now it's Mudler. Chases, swung on a missed strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Cotuit wins the seventh by a score of 4-1, and they lead this ball game 7-3. 6 more outs for both sides to try and work with.
Each week, the Cape Cod Baseball League is honoring those who served with Red Shirt Fridays. Every home team on Fridays wear red Cape League uniforms and an Army camouflaged hat. For every Friday game at Lowell Park, the Kettleers are honoring a hero of the game presented by the Massachusetts State Lottery. For exclusive Red Shirt Friday gear like fitted player hats, head to the Kettleers store at the ballpark. We hope you can join us for a Red Shirt Friday at Lowell Park this season. For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Looking to connect with the right business? ZoomInfo's got you covered. With a database of over 100 million company profiles, they provide top-notch data to boost sales and marketing growth. Since 2007, ZoomInfo's B2B data quality has ensured that businesses have the best intelligence right at your fingertips. Discover more at zoominfo.com and see how you can get connected today.
And we're back here in the 8th inning from Gov Fuller Field. It seems my broadcast partner, Shane Patagna, has tried to figure out the Twitter situation, so I don't know who's looking at our Twitter tonight, but in case they're listening, it's 7-3 in favor of the Ketts. Cotuit is currently in the 8th inning. We got Devin Taylor, Charles Davalon, and Matt Klein due up for Cotuit, holding a 5-run lead, 7-3 over the Commodores. So, again, 12 outs to get, math. 12 outs to get, so.
It's been a marathon. 14 innings completed today of 16 scheduled.
I don't think this game's going to get canceled due to darkness, because they do have lights here.
Lights play a huge role. A little bit of haze, though, as you look at the lights surrounding Gov Fuller Field. Nick Gravel remains on the mound. This time we'll start with a clean slate. And as for the lack of Twitter posts, if anyone was really looking forward to it, we hope they took a scroll down our profile and found that lineup tweet, found that link,
and now they're listening.
And it directed us here. As the first pitch is Devin Taylor, fouled back and out of play, 0-1.
If anyone that was ever listening was wondering who the administration of the Cotuit Kettleers Twitter, it is yours truly, Jimmy Middleton and Shane Patagna. You know, some have said it's the best in the league. Some haven't. I would argue that it is.
The cat's out of the bag, but yes, I have gotten compliments about the Cotuit Kettleers official Twitter page as Taylor takes a ball. The count is 1-1.
We're just trying to do our best that we can as Devin Taylor's up to bat here. A 1-1 count.
Pitch from Gravel. Skied just beyond the infield. His third baseman calls it off. That's Jason Jones making the grab for the first out. Jack Bell ranged over and was ready to make the play too, but Jones stayed with it the whole time for the first out. And that's a sneaky, tricky ball off a left-handed bat. I don't know anything about physics, but I just know the rule is that it always comes back towards the field of play.
You know, all I know about is my golf swing and how I hit the ball. So,
as this one skied deep into right field, LaSalle ranging to his right, makes the one-handed catch, and they're quickly 2 away here in the top of the 8th.
If we were comparing that to my golf swing, that hit by Charles Davalon right there, it's just pure straight, really straight. But that pop out by Devin Taylor, it seems like it's a little bit of a righty slice, curling back into fair territory. Wasn't in fair territory, but, that ball just has a little bit of a tail on it that takes it back into fair territory.
And all I know about my golf swing is that it does have a lot of righty slice every single time. As this one in the air again to Jones. A very quick inning for the Commodores. 3 fly balls, 3 outs, and the Kettleers go down in order. We'll take it to the bottom of the 8th after these messages.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
The Kettleers baseball clinics are well underway in the summer of 2024, offering boys and girls ages 6 through 17 with the opportunity to learn from some of the most experienced coaches and some of the top college baseball players in the country. With no prior baseball experience necessary, the camps teach kids the fundamentals of baseball, as well as good citizenship, sportsmanship, and character. With just a few weeks of camp left, time is running out. So to sign up, head over to info.collegebaseballcamps.com/CK. Again, that's info.collegebaseballcamps.com/CK. We hope to see you there.
Shane Patagna, along with Jimmy Middleton, calling this Saturday night Cape Cod Baseball League contest between the Cotuit Kettleers and Falmouth Commodores. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. And to man playoff duties is my wonderful partner, Jimmy Middleton.
Shane, I don't know if I can live up to the standards that you have brought to us, Alex Rocco has brought to us, or Joe Pratt. This is honestly a first for me, trying to complete play-by-play, but, you know, I feel like I have enough of a grasp on baseball itself, and I guess I can talk a little bit to lead us to the promised land for these last 9 outs, but as Max Marsalov takes the mound for Cotuit, left-handed pitcher out of FAU, coming off his junior season at FAU. He's made 2 appearances for the Ketts, pitched 2 innings. He's got 1 loss, a 4.5 ERA. He's only given up 1 hit in his time on the mound for the Ketts.
Yeah, that first outing against the Harwich Mariners cut short by a little bit of over-managing by Mike Roberts that he admitted to in the post-game interview.
And Martsolf with a breaker for the first strike. 0-1 to Donovan LaSalle for Falmouth. LaSalle out of Oklahoma State by way of Los Angeles, California. The 0-1 Martsolf delivers and it's a strike. 0-2 count for the left-hander. Sporting number 37. Pants all the way down. That's something you see a lot here in Cotuit. The 0-2. Swing and a miss from LaSalle. He got him. If I was not on the play-by-play, I would probably say sword here. But it's LaSalle just goes up in the zone and gets him swinging for the first out of the inning for Cotuit.
Since I'm now on color commentary, I'll describe it as a good morning, good afternoon, and good night at bat.
Jack Bell now steps in the box. Lefty on lefty matchup for Cotuit. The first pitch, fastball, finds the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Martsolf just pounding the zone here. Sporting the black glove at his belt. The 0-1 finds that same spot. Just pounding the zone here. Now he's in an 0-2 count in favor of Martsolf. He comes set. Delivers. Spins a breaker outside, low in the dirt, low and away. It's now a 1-2 count for Martsolf. As we head deep into the night here at the Gov. 1-2 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss again. Martsolf comes in, starts pounding his own. 2 back-to-back punch-outs for him.
A really impressive outing so far for Martsolf, who took some time to earn the trust of Mike Roberts, but looks to be paying off his decision tenfold.
Yeah, especially since we're going to need the bullpen in these last couple of games here. Now, Patrick Roach steps into the box. Ball 1 taken outside. Roach has reached base 3 times in all of his at-bats today. A single in the second, a hit by pitch in the 5th, and another single in the 6th. Let's see if Martsolf can't keep him off the bases. The 1-1, the liner. Ground ball, foul of territory. Down the left field line, heading towards our bullpen. I don't see anyone making a play on it. I would hopefully see maybe Coach 6-0 making a play on it, but no effort. A 1-1 count here.
And he never changed from 6-0 today.
He never did change from 6-0. That is big. Martsolf delivers. Just outside. Out on the outstretched glove of Matt Klein. 2-1 count. 2 outs. 7-3 ball game in favor of Cotuit. Cotuit currently has the lead in hits from 14 to Falmouth's 9. Foul. Up and away. Into the parking lot. Into what can be considered the police station back there. 2s all around. Deuce is wild, as I have heard what this is called. Martsolf comes set. The pitch. Swing and a miss again. 3 strikeouts from Martsolf. Sits the Falmouth Commodores down in order. Just going up to that fastball up in the zone. And really, if you were talking about pace of play in this game, Martsolf delivered right there with 3 straight punch-outs.
Striking out the side. An emphatic way to hold Falmouth scoreless here in the 8th.
And we head to the 9th inning. Cotuit leads by a score of 7-3, and we'll be back for more on the Ketts Radio Network.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
Cotuit Library. Since its founding in 1874, the Cotuit Library has served its community with an expansive collection that continues to grow. Their staff is dedicated to serving all ages, offering youth events weekly. The library has dozens of events scheduled throughout the summer, so be sure to head to the website at cotuitlibrary.org to see what's coming up next. The library is located right off Main Street. The Cotuit Library, a proud sponsor of the Kettleers.
Be a part of historic Lowell Park and support the Cotuit Kettleers by purchasing a paver engraved with your personal message to be placed in the new Walk of Champions. For more information, visit the Cotuit Kettleers website.
And we're back on the Ketts Radio Network. I'm Jimmy Middleton, joined by Shane Patagna, and now we got to welcome back Joe Pratt. You know, he's back on the broadcast. You guys get to hear him every night, but now we're going to 3-man booth for this last inning of play here.
Yeah, great job, guys. I mean, it's been great to listen from just a few feet away, and great to see the bats finally come alive here.
We like to think we've studied and learned from the best.
Well, I think we've all learned from the best, Mr. Tyler Danberg.
Shout out Tyler Danberg. Nick Grable's still on the mound for Falmouth. The first pitch, swing and fouled by Jaron Avincula. Out back over home plate. Out of play. Avincula has reached base in every single at-bat tonight. Poor Cotuit. Just a guy who puts the ball in play. The 0-1. Again, fouled back. Straight behind us. I really wish I had a chance to make a play on that baseball. But what can you do?
And the last time it was Avincula using his wheels and athleticism to beat out an infield hit to the first baseman.
The 0-2 from Grable. He delivers. Base hit through the left side for Jaron. That's on base for the 5th time tonight. Sends it into the left field for a single. Jaron just creeping up in that batting average. He wants that batting average title that was won by the Bourne Braves last year.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's been a lot of hits like that for Jaron Advincula, but a lot of the hits that we saw the last time he was up where he just beats it out up the first base line. So it's nice to see him line driving the ball there to the opposite way.
That was a Tony Gwynn special, just inside out swing through the 5-6 hole.
Tyler Cerny now up. Bravel, first pitch, breaking ball up in the zone. 1-0 count in favor of the Indiana product. With Advincula on first base, with a right-hander on the mound, tends to get more of a bigger lead. Much more of a vault lead over there at first. Bravel the 1-0. He delivers. Another breaking ball that finds the inside part of the zone to bring the count to a 1-1 count. Even count. Cerny came in late in this game as a pinch hitter for Easton Winfield and has got on base with a walk and also had a flyout in the 6th inning. Bravel picks off. Advincula easily in there over there at first. More of a keep him honest move over there.
Today's been a great day to get everybody involved in the team. I think every single player on this roster, obviously minus some pitchers, have been able to play today.
Cerny fouls it off back over the first base dugout, kind of into that police station parking lot that is over here at the Gov, right next to the recreation center. That I still do wish I could play basketball at one of these days.
They got double rims though.
Yeah, that's not my style. Bravel comes set, 1-2 count. The pitch. Advincula goes. Cerny puts it in play down the third baseline. Third baseman makes a play, and it's a 5-3 put out from Jason Jones over there to Patrick Roche. But Advincula advances over to second base. That runner in motion takes a double play out of order. Cerny again doing a good job of hitting behind the runner technically, and Advincula with his speed taking away that double play. And now the Ketts got a runner in scoring position with Luke Hansen up at the plate.
Yeah, Jones did a tremendous job there, making that backhand pick look so smooth. Sat back on it to get the short hop and fire a strong throw to first for the first out.
Bravel delivers. Ball outside. A 1-0 count in favor of Luke Hansen. Luke Hansen has played shortstop for the whole day today, and also played third. He's really been swinging a good bat and also playing a very good glove in the field today. Bravel comes out. He delivers. Another breaking ball. Finds the zone. 76 miles an hour on the gun. What have you guys liked from Luke Hansen in Wareham last night and earlier today at home?
I think it's just not missing a beat as the leader of the infield at shortstop. Robert's trying something new and seeing what he has is you have to get a full feel of this ball club before a 1-game playoff on Tuesday.
Bravel also doubled up on the breaking ball. Now Hansen is in a favorable count, 2-1 count in his favor. Bravel delivers. Hansen ropes it to the shortstop. Bell makes a play on it, and it's an easy out. Advincula not able to advance to third. And now the Ketts have 2 outs, down to the last out in the game, hopefully. With Matt Klein. With Timo Becerra up to the plate.
I think it's more of what we've seen from Luke Hansen right there in the past couple of days. Just been hitting the ball a lot differently than we saw in his first 10 games played, and also his first games at shortstop. But just 1 game at shortstop this past season at Virginia obviously makes sense when you have a second-round pick playing shortstop for that team, but already looks smooth at shortstop today.
The 0-0 from Bravel is fouled off. Back to the backstop by Timo Becerra. Joe, while you were off this broadcast, the bottom of the lineup was doing a lot of damage. This bottom of the lineup for Luke Hansen and Timo Becerra, 4 for 9 with Luke Hansen getting out there, but that's production you'd like to see out of this bottom of the lineup.
Yeah, that's what you're going to need moving into the playoffs, too.
Bravel comes set, glove with the belt. He delivers. Breaking ball. Finds the bottom of the zone for a strike.
Mike Roberts talked about not being able to get the clutch hit in the past week, and while maybe you haven't seen a ton of those clutch hits, you really saw it in that one big 7th inning, but it's just great to see the lineup clicking from 1 through 9.
Timo fouls it off, almost hits the bat boys over in the first base dugout for Falmouth. An 0-2 count, 2 outs. Advincula over at second base. Brandon Compton on deck. And Nick Bravel still on the mound for Falmouth. I was saying to Shane earlier, Falmouth isn't going to need the arms in the playoffs like we do, but Grable just eating up innings out on the mound tonight. The 0-2. Grable comes set, glove at the belt, kicks and delivers. Another breaking ball almost hits Timo in the head. Just ducks under that ball.
And for Falmouth, they had a long game last night, a 10-inning contest that they emerged victorious, walk-off winners here at Fuller Field over the reeling Brewster Whitecaps.
The 1-2 from Grable. Another breaking ball finds the top of the zone for another ball. 2-2 count. Deuce is wild, as I've heard today. That's what they say in this 2-2-2 count. But it seems like Grable hasn't really gone to the fastball changeup at all. It's really just been that steady diet of curveball, sliders, whatever it is. Might have to consult Lewis or Scone about that one. The 2-2, he comes set and delivers. Fastball, and he got him. Timo swings and misses. As Grable is able to strand and Winkler over on second base, the leadoff man after the leadoff single. Now Cotuit heads to the bottom of the ninth with a 7-3 lead.
Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They offer breakfast and lunch, as well as indoor and outdoor dining. Check out Cape Cod Coffee at one of their 3 locations, on Route 130, at Mashpee Commons, and at Wareham Commons, or on their website at capecodcoffee.com. When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
And we're back. Bottom of the 9th inning. Max Marcel on the mound. Robbie bowling up. 9-1-2 for Falmouth up at the plate. Marcel comes set, delivers. The fastball up in the zone. And now, as Joe just enlightened me in this half inning, it's the last game at Gov Fuller Field for anyone this summer.
Yeah, they'll be playing at Wareham tomorrow.
Bowling fouls back, hits the netting behind the plate as our bad boy makes a play on the ball, and he gets to it first before the foul time where bad boy can get to it.
Great.
Love the
toss, too.
hustle. Good toss. The 1-1 for Martzoff. Sets and delivers. Breaking ball. Down low. Called for a ball. Just love the stuff you've seen from Martzoff today. Comes into the game in the 8th inning. 3 straight punch out. Just no funny business out here. Martzoff pitches, delivers. Foul up and away. Over the third base dugout into a loving home. 2-2 count. Now in favor of Martzoff. Bobby Bowen just fighting off the pitches here from Martzoff. He comes set and delivers. Liner right to Luke Hansen. Caught. Out number 1 of the inning.
Bit of a soft liner that got in the hands a little bit, but it's 4 up, 4 down for Bolin. I mean, for Martzoff, but Bolin this time able to put the ball in play.
You know, Martzoff just has come into this game and done what Coach Roberts has asked of him. Throw strikes, let the ball be put in play, and let your fielders work behind you. So now Zion Rose up to the plate. He's currently 2 for 4 on the day. Martzoff delivers. Fastball inside. 1-0. Rose sporting the high socks, black bat. As Marcel comes sets, he pitches. Fouled away. Hitting again the backstop behind home plate. And also hits the on-deck hitter, Isaiah Barquette, on the leg.
Got him right in the back of the helmet. Wasn't expecting the ricochet off this net. That price goes about 20 feet high.
The 1-1 from Artsoff. Breaking ball. Up the middle. Diving Hansen. Can't get to it as the ball gets up at the middle into center field for a base hit single.
Just a rocket off the bat, and it's the first hit the Commodores have been able to manage off of Martsolf.
I do wonder what the exit velo on that ball was, but Martsoff, again, with a big lead, 7-3 lead in favor of the Ketts, just has to do his job, throw strikes, and maybe roll this 2-ball here. The yo-yo from Martsoff. Up and away. Ball outside. 1-0. A steady diet of fastballs and sliders for Martsoff out on the mound tonight. Glove at the belt. Kicks and delivers. Fouled. Up and away over the first base dugout. It hits a light pole and bounces off to the right. Don't see that every day. Wow. Ricochet shots are live. Shout out Coach Walker, 9th grade health and physics class. Health and phys ed. The 1-1 from Martsolf. Breaking ball. Finds the inside corner for a strike. 1-2 count. Rose leads off first. Martsolf comes set. Fires. Oh, strike 3 swinging. And Isaiah Barquette just threw the bat, ejecto bat, into the first base dugout. Or he might need some pine tar for that bat. But nonetheless, strikeout from Martsolf. That's number 4 on the day for him. And 2 outs. Runner on first. Seems like both the bad boys are okay.
The Kettleers have struggled with flying bats and balls this week towards their dugout. This time, don't believe anyone was hurt.
They're going to need the off day on Monday.
Yeah, that's right. Luckily, those bat boys were able to get out of the way because that ball was launched. The bat.
Barquette fouled it up, and out. Out of play over the first base dugout. As I see a group of kids running to the ball. I don't know who's going to get there first, but I wish I could see over this first base dugout. I normally would be the guy on the scene to try to get the foul ball, but it's only the case in Martha's Vineyard. The 0-1 for Martsolf. Fastball up and in. 1-1 count. 4-ball.
It's tough to tell how much that missed by. It looked like a solid pitch from Martsolf. So far, 4 of the 5 outs he's recorded have all been swinging Ks.
Rose leads off first. Martsolf comes sets. He kicks, delivers. Breaking ball. Down low for a ball. Matt Klein trying to do his best to frame that pitch up there. Just try to steal a strike, but nonetheless, 2-1 count. Another one. Fouled off back, right off the backstop, and kicks back to Matt Klein. So, 2, 2, 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rose on first. Martsolf on the mound. Isaiah Barquette at the plate. And Matt Klein at home. The lefty comes set. Delivers. Another foul ball hitting the screening back there. Back behind home plate at the Gov. As, again, Atticus makes our play on the ball.
Pinballs it perfectly behind. And to the Falmouth Bat Boys.
Martsolf delivers. Fastball up. Oh. Up and away. For a ball.
It's a good spot from Martsolf. Couldn't have
Good
to find
spot.
much.
Have to wonder where it is, but now it brings him up to a full count. Full count, 2 outs. Rose will be running. Martsolf comes sets. He delivers. Barquette lifts it, drives it out to center field. Davalon under it, and he catches it. Ketts win the game. 7-3, final score. Martsolf comes in. I don't know if I would call it it won't be a save on the scorecard, but that'll be counted as a save in my book. And the Ketts win 7-3 over the Falmouth Commodores tonight in the final game at the Gov in the 2024 season.
And the first time in what feels like forever, probably, especially for this coaching staff, the Kettleers have won a game. They're back in the win column, and with 1 game left, looks like they're starting to build some momentum towards the playoff push.
Yeah, that's right. Got to be happy with the way that this game went for the Kettleers. I mean, a great start where they scored the first run in the game. They eventually gave that lead back, but Ryan Buckler worked through 3 innings, and the guy who was making his first appearance today only allowed 2 earned runs, and all of those coming in that last inning that he pitched. 5 hits allowed, 1 strikeout, no walks. And I think that this is a game that you can look at and say this is what you needed to build upon, trying to get a win tomorrow against Bourne and start off the playoff push right.
Yeah, especially Ryan Buckler, Bo Sampson, and Max Marcelov on the mound, keeping the Falmouth Commodores only 3 hits, and then the offensive explosion. 7 runs up on the board, 15 hits. Just what you want to see into a pivotal game against Bourne tomorrow. Joe, Shane, I'm going to ask you, Shane, first. What's the key to the game to try to pick up the win against the Bourne Braves tomorrow night?
Well, the Braves just seem to know when the clock turns to August. Scott Landers has that team ready to play its best baseball at the end of the year every time. And something I harped on in the mid-innings is that, especially in that 7th inning, it looked like today was the first time since the losing streak started that the Kettleers played a complete game. They defended well, they had timely hitting, and they pitched good enough to get a win tonight. It's going to take a similar effort in what proves to be a potential 2-3 matchup on Tuesday. As checking the out-of-town scoreboard, Hyannis has a 7-run lead in the top of the 9th over the Gatemen, and Bourne has a 4-run lead in the top of the 6th. So if all those results hold, Wareham will drop to the 4 seed in the West, and it'll be Cotuit maintaining the 2, but Bourne right behind. Tomorrow's game has implications of home field.
Yeah, definitely a precursor for the first game of the playoffs coming up. And I think that when you look at this game and you look at bringing some of the momentum into tomorrow's game, you talked about it a few innings ago, Jimmy, where you get the timely hitting and you get the hitting from 1 through 9 in the order, especially the bottom half. I mean, you saw the production today from Luke Hansen and Timo Becerra, and you're going to need those guys 8 and 9 clicking, because that is just such a big part of the offense. And then to get on base for the guys in the top half, like like Brandon Compton, to just get those ducks on the pond and rely on some timely hitting. It's something that this team has done all season. They kind of strayed away from it in the last week, but they did so tonight. You got to start doing that again tomorrow and bring it into the playoffs for whoever they end up playing come Tuesday.
Yeah, Joe, Shane, I agree with you both, and it's going to be proved to be a pivotal game tomorrow night at Lowell Park. Cotuit versus Bourne, 4:30, Lowell Park. Fellas, I don't think I have anything else for this broadcast. I don't. If you guys got anything else, otherwise, I think we're going to send it off. Sign it off. So tomorrow, 4:30, Lowell Park. Be there. If you can't be there, see us on the Ketts digital network, not the radio network. But for Jim Milton, Joe Pratt, and Shane Tagna,
and Alex Rocco.
Never forget. And Jimmy, I can't say his last name.
And Adele Huffman.
And Adele Huffman. So we're going to sign off from the Gov for the final time for any team this season. And we'll see you tomorrow night at Lowell Park.